Do you have a moment so that we may discuss our Lord and Savior Minarchy? No, seriously, I'm just kidding. Hi, my name's Rick Robinson. I am the general manager of KLRNradio.com. We are probably the largest independent podcast network that you've never heard of. We have a little bit of everything, and by that, what I mean to tell you is we have news, pop culture, special events, conspiratainment, true crime, mental health shows, drama productions, and pretty much everything in between. So if you're looking for a new podcast home to grab a little bit of everything that you love all in one place, come check us out. You can find us on X under @KLRNradio. You can find us on our Rumble and our YouTube channels under the same names. You can also find us at KLRNradio.com and pretty much every podcast catcher known to man. So again, feel free to come check us out anytime you like at KLRNradio.
Are you ready to reach for the stars? Tune in to The Lost Wanderer, the #1 monthly podcast on good pods in astronomy. Join our host, Jeff, as he takes you on an interstellar adventure to explore the mysteries of space and the wonders of science. From rocket launches and distant galaxies to the latest discoveries in astronomy, each episode is a thrilling ride through the cosmos. Don't just gaze at the stars. Come explore the universe with us. Follow The Lost Wanderer wherever you get your podcasts, and let's discover the stars together.
My dad was really, really special, and I love my dad a lot.
I'm proud of him, and that even though he isn't here with us, but he died as a true hero.
I miss everything about him.
In the moment that the officers and I had to come see the children, my biggest reaction was, I don't have 7 arms. I have 7 children who just lost their father, and I don't have 7 arms to wrap around them.
I'm Frank Silla, chairman of the Stephen Silla Tunnel to Towers Foundation. Our foundation is committed to delivering mortgage-free homes for Gold Star families and fallen first responder families.
To not have to worry financially is a huge peace of mind. The thought of, what in the world will I possibly do to pay the bills? How will I possibly let the children have a life that feels normal? I don't want them to have to quit their piano lessons or their basketball. I don't want them to feel that we have to move into a little apartment and struggle financially in addition to the emotional weight.
There are over 1,000 families that need our help. Tunnel to Towers is honoring those heroes that risked their lives by providing them with mortgage-free homes.
Those who serve us and then lay down their lives protecting our freedoms and our safety, the least we can do is $11 a month to give them that peace of always knowing there's a home, there's that sanctuary when life feels like it's been tipped upside down, because it has, when you lose a parent in the line of duty, to know you can go home, you can be safe, there's no risk of losing your home. That's a peace of mind that I can't believe you can get for $11 a month.
I'd like to ask you to contribute $11 a month to support their efforts.
Please donate $11 a month by calling 1-844-BRAVEST or visit tunneltotowers.org.
Independence. With that declaration, America was born. Inspired by a belief in the God-given rights of every human being. That among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Our government was established to secure these rights and for the good that comes from exercising them well. This is why the founders of our great nation chose independence. As do we. Hillsdale College accepts no government funding because independence makes possible the good to which we aspire. Hillsdale College, pursuing truth and defending liberty since 1844.
Ready to learn some medieval combat, kiddo?
You bet, Dad. Let's do this.
You know, spending quality time with your kids is important, but finding a fun and safe way to do it can really be a challenge. That's where halberds come in. Halberds are the perfect way to bond with your kid while teaching them about history and physical fitness. Plus, they're a blast to play with. So next time you're looking for some family fun activity, grab a halberd and get ready to make some memories.
Come on, Dad. Round 2.
Halberds, bringing families together one medieval battle at a time. This commercial brought to you by the KLRNradio.com Ad Council.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
The following program contains coarse language and adult themes. Listener discretion is advised.
On the rain, I carry the crown. Nothing can break me down. Don't you know if I got a plan? I know the direction, the lay of the land. I know the spotlight, the back of my hand. Them other boys, I don't give a damn. I'm the man. Come round. Nothing can break me down.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our once a month foray into everything America used to hate about being a man, called toxic masculinity. I don't know, gents. We may have to rethink the program. Apparently, toxic masculinity is starting to be cool again. I am one part of the crew, Mr. Rick Robinson. We're also joined this evening by Mr. Ordnance J. Packard, who will be joining us here in just a moment. Our very own pole guy, Andrew, the incomparable G, otherwise known as the Abs, and the beautiful Aggie Rican is here with us as well this evening, our bar babe. So how is everybody tonight? Going to kick things over to G to start. How you doing, man? How you doing?
Any better, I'd be bottled and sold. How the hell we doing, Rick?
I mean, if there was a way to bottle and sell your abs, I'd be down. We need to figure that out.
Dude, we'd market that shit and become rich for a minute.
Like yesterday.
Well, yeah, we should have done it like 10 years ago, but you know.
Well, you know. It is what it is. All right. Apparently, Sheriff Andy left the building and is now back again. So. Yeah.
Oh well, you know, when you're the boss, you just do what you want.
All right. So yeah, I mean, you know, like I said, we should have figured that out sometime after 2015 when we were at SRLC together. I should have figured out how to bottle and sell whatever you were doing to get your abs.
Yeah, we should have done that. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you realize how much we would have had like a budget 16 years ago? What would that be, like 19 years ago now at this point? I think 14.
Almost.
I don't know. I can't math today.
Yeah, I was told there would be no math.
The math is not mathing. Anyway, so yeah. So what's new in your world, brother? Anything new? Anything exciting?
Just finishing this week out and starting the Christmas hiatus. And I am taking next week and the week after off.
I mean, you're always a little bit off, so does that really count?
Well, you know, off kilter and then not being at work. Look, my crew's bonused out, so I just told them take the holidays.
we can't pay you anymore, so you might as well go home.
Yeah, I mean, really, they broke the bank. We got so much done, and there's so much more to go in, the new year. But that can wait till the new year. So go home, enjoy your families, and be happy and shit.
All right, and next up, our resident Barbie, Miss Aggie. How you doing, ma'am? How are things with you?
Things are okay.
Apparently, we know.
Sigh.
Just so everyone is aware, that all of us have been married long enough to understand that when a woman says everything is okay, that it's not, right?
Oh dear God, she's fine.
I'm fine. Don't worry about it. I'm fine.
Lucky for all of us, that's your husband problem, not an our problem. So
exactly.
Somewhere Mr. Rican is wearing his arse off.
No, I'm feeling the I'm a little run down. Apparently I'm fighting a cold right now. And today was just the day I should have taken to rest, but I didn't. I decided to work around the house, and one of the things that we had to do, they finally finished the AC stuff, so we had to put everything back up in the attic, and there was a lot.
So let me throw a stick on the fire for you. Who's making you feel guilty right now, the sister or the mother?
It's always the mother.
Always, yes.
It's always the mom. I mean, it's my parents' anniversary as well today. So I called them at 4:00 once I was done doing all the chores and everything. Now keep in mind, I just spent a week with them, and I took down the Christmas gifts and the anniversary gift and everything.
Why don't you love us?
Yeah, pretty
You
much.
never call.
She was like, you're calling really late. What happened? You're usually the first one. You call me at 7:00 in the morning. You didn't today. And I'm like, oh no. I'm like, can't you be happy that I called you? No.
Is it not enough that I called you? What the hell?
It's not even enough that it's a Puerto Rican mother, because it happens with a Spanish mother too.
It happens with it's everybody if you got Spanish blood in there, it's gonna happen. And it's not just the Spanish. I mean the Japanese are really bad about it too.
Oh my God, the Italians and the Jews, yeah. Jewish moms, yeah. They're gonna lay it on.
So yeah, that's where I'm at. But hopefully I'll have this completely kicked to the curb by this weekend, and I can start doing all the baking, getting ready for people to come visit and stay for the holiday.
Get the Zycam.
Yeah, I've been eating Zycam for the past 3 days. I've been popping it like candy.
I mean, it doesn't kill it, but it just, it kind of blunts it.
Yeah, it does, and it shortens it. I can already feel that I'm at the end of it, whereas it would have taken 2 weeks to get to the point I'm at now.
However, if you just blunt it, you don't care. You get what I'm saying?
One day I will actually try your medicinal advice. One day.
Gummies. That's all I'm going to say.
It's funny because a friend of mine actually sent me some, and I've yet to try one.
So let me make a recommendation. When you work up the courage or work up the need, regardless of what anybody else says you should dose, you just cut the head off that little gummy bear and just take the head.
So basically suck head. Okay.
I mean,
Well, you said you were flexible.
Masculinity.
and then, look, too many people I've seen, oh, well, it just looked like it was so small, so I took the whole thing. Well, what do I do now? Just lay down and hold on to the grass because it's going to rot for a while.
Yeah, I've heard that sentence before. Oh, wait. My bad.
Yeah, try not to fall off the world, because
Dude. Well, first of all, when she finally does decide to take your medical advice, when a chancla hits you in the back of the head from thousands of miles away, don't say we didn't warn you, because it's gonna happen. But
oh yeah,
so
Mom's gonna know. I mean,
did I ever tell you about my first experience with edibles? I don't remember if I've said anything on this show or not.
I don't think so.
So yeah, so my first experience with edibles was a honey straw. So my cousin got me one a couple of Christmases ago, because she found out I had my medical card. And she's like, "Here, Merry Christmas." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So me, used to my only partaking up until then had been smoking, and that works a lot like you would expect. You inhale it, you feel better for a little bit, and it wears off. So needless to say, the edibles do not work that way. So it was a 25 milligram honey straw, and keep in mind I had barely been using any at this point. So I took about, without really thinking that much about it, I took about a quarter of it, drank it down, and then sat there for like 20 minutes or so. Wasn't feeling anything, so I drank it down to the halfway point. Still wasn't feeling anything at about 30 minutes later. So 15 minutes later, or actually right about then, so I just went ahead and finished the rest of the honey straw. But keep in mind, at this point, I've dosed a total of 25 milligrams, almost never having done anything with THC at all.
Yep.
Speaking of needing to hold onto the carpet, that was pretty much me for like.
There you go,
dude. I was
These
so
edibles ain't shit.
I was so stoned. Luckily, I did this on a weekend because I was so stoned I didn't move for like 2 days. I was like on my couch and everybody was like, "You gonna move? You gonna?" I'm like, "Dude, I can't move."
So imagine, if you will, I'm 5'2", 125, and I have a very, very low tolerance for medication. So I should cut the head into 4 parts.
Yeah.
Just keep going. Don't take the whole thing from the neck. Just cut the top half of the head off.
I was gonna say you might want to just take the tip of the head.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
just cut it across the eyes.
And as every guy cringes about cutting the tip.
To quote the great Krusty the Clown, "Are you circumcised?" And then some.
Zimala.
So while we're on the topic of edibles, as some of you may have heard at some point at some time, that I am an experienced drug user. And
Hard to believe.
Yeah, I've done my share of your share. I've done a lot. And
I've done my share.
The first time when California legalized edibles, I took a 10 milligram gummy. I didn't eat the whole thing. I just took like half of it because I had shit to do that day. And again, experience with edibles, brownies being my favorite, Rice Krispie treats my second favorite. I'm going to mirror Rick's thing, but that was just with like 5 milligrams. The gummies hit different. It's fine. And I prefer the non-euphoric ones because just the body and pain ones, those are fantastic. But every now and then I would grab a euphoric one and holy fuck.
There you go.
I'd like to interject right here that I have not done my fair share of drugs. I've done other people's fair share of drugs, but not mine.
Got it.
Have yet to reach yours, though.
And
I'm saving mine.
And y'all think I'm like exaggerating when I say I am the most gullible, naive person on the planet still at my age. No, I'm not even joking. It's not even a joke.
No, we know you're not joking.
And I did mean what I said. As soon as you take one, your phone's going to ring. It's going to be your mom.
Of course it is.
Yes.
She's got this.
She's going to be tapping her finger, wanting to know why you took that.
Yeah, she's going to be. She's got an ESP. I know she does.
What did you eat? I feel funny.
The chancla felt around the world.
It's not coquito. What is it?
It's my version of coquito. It's enhanced coquito.
Yeah. Peyote, Mom.
Aguilita, I feel funny, and this does not feel like alcohol. What did you do?
Oh man, I took a bottle of my coquito down there, and I had one serving, and by a serving I mean like a rocks glass with ice. And I go to the kitchen to get some more, and I can't find the bottle. And I'm like, what happened to the bottle? And my mom's looking at me going, it was drunk. And I looked at her, I'm like, by whom? It's just the three of us here. And my dad doesn't drink that much anymore, right? Well, dad had some in a rocks class, and mom took it out over to her neighbors, and they finished it off. My mom doesn't drink rum. I'm like, whoa. Mom was happy.
Yeah. So when she calls, just start talking to her in a Scottish accent and just blow her mind completely.
Which is easier to do after you've taken a gummy.
Hey.
You do it right, you start talking in cursive anyway. So.
All right.
Oh.
It's not slurring, it's cursive.
Just start speaking in colors.
Now, when she calls, you just say, "Am I being detained?"
Okay, I'm copying this down.
Not today, Fed.
Yeah. Sorry, Mom. It's shut the fuck up Friday.
Oh no.
Oh.
If I said that to my mom, she'd drive here the next day and beat my ass.
No, meaning you. You don't answer questions. Sorry, I can't answer questions. So shut the fuck up Friday.
There you go.
Well, in the spirit of the season, I do have a drink for tonight. So
excellent.
Yes, but everybody's familiar with it, and because I'm feeling so crappy, I thought it was perfect. It's your classic hot toddy.
Let's have it.
Ooh, yummy.
Yes. So you're gonna warm up your coffee cup. So you're gonna pour hot water in it and just let it sit for a while so that the cup warms up. And you're gonna take a cup of hot water, 2 ounces of bourbon, about an ounce of honey. Some people are very picky about their honey. I prefer just plain clear honey. Some people want the wax in it. Some people like it whipped. Some people, whatever your preference for honey is. 1 ounce of that. And you're going to add it all together to the, you're going to dump out the water from the cup and then add all of that to the teacup and stir well. And you're going to drop a little garnish of lemon, either a wedge or a wheel, whatever you like best. And then just sit back and enjoy and just let it course through your veins as it relaxes you.
I might have to try that tonight with some bullet.
I was going to say, alternatively, you can just put a nipple on the honey bottle and a nipple on the bourbon bottle and suck on them both at the same time.
Hold up. Bullet?
Yeah,
Are you telling me something?
Huh?
Are you telling me something?
Yes.
Bullet bourbon. I got a bottle under my counter, too.
Was that too subtle?
No, that wasn't subtle at all. It's perfect. That means that he got his gift. So
I'm excited.
I think we all should have a hot toddy with bullet tonight.
I think so.
Or Maker's
I'm just
Mark.
going to have the bullet.
I'll be making mine with Maker's Mark, but that does sound good.
There you go.
See, while we're on the subject of holiday drinks, and I won't talk about Nog, but I do think we need to talk about Tom and Jerry.
Oh yes.
You all familiar with those?
I just know
Yes.
Moose and Squirrel.
Okay. Now, Tom and Jerry is I guess the easiest way to describe it is a warm eggnog.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome.
Yeah, they're fantastic. And if you don't want to go through the whole process, Trader Vic's has a great mix that you just add to hot water and rum, bourbon, brandy, all the above, whatever you want to do.
That works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is superior to hot buttered rums, in my opinion.
Okay.
Why get both homemade up here?
Well, there you go.
Yeah, because you're using rum and cognac and the batter. And they used to sell a long time ago the punch bowls and cups that said Tom and Jerry on it.
Yes, that's right. I forgot about that.
Remember those?
I think that's when I got turned on to them was, like 80s holiday parties with those.
Oh, I'm going to have to look for some of that vintage stuff because I was going to say the only thing I see now with a name on it that I buy is a fire keg. And that makes for a nice day out on the golf course.
Oh, I'm sure it does.
4 guys, a fire keg, and 2 rounds of golf. That's a good Saturday.
And a nap.
After.
And that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are golf clubs required?
Huh?
Are golf clubs required?
Oh, yeah, we play. Oh, we definitely play.
See,
and we kill a fire keg between the 4 of us.
I guess I learned golf wrong because we just drank at the golf course.
Ah. I mean, there's a few of those guys too. They just sit in the bar every day and talk about how they used to play while they drink.
Yeah, that's the
Andrew's over at the 19th hole.
That's the 19th hole, bro. You're supposed to
Yeah,
play
that's
the
like
other.
cheers for golfers. They just sitting there and talk about what used to be.
We walked the 18 holes. And we couldn't fit clubs in our golf bags because of all the beer that we carried.
Oh, well.
See,
we just fire keg straight onto the cart.
See, y'all got to golf at better places because I just wait for the cart girl.
I mean,
Hold up. Wait. There's a cart girl?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All right, explain that to me. I don't golf, so I don't know.
So the golf course usually hires a younger, attractive woman, usually, and they put them on a cart that's built with coolers on the sides, and they go group to group along the course and offer to sell drinks, alcoholic and non-alcoholic.
See, they'll have like an ice chest full of beer. Then there's I don't want to say a well-stocked bar, but a fairly decent bar behind it. It's like, I'll start the 18 with Greyhounds, and then usually around the turn, I'll move to beer and shots of Jaeger or Fireball. So
and they got all kinds of nips up on the cart you can get in. I mean, Crown is popular. Jack, I see a lot of that on the course.
You missed one important thing there, G.
What's that?
Not only does she have a chest of ice, she has a T-shirt full of chest.
I mean, yes. I mean, she is, like I said, they usually go younger and attractive. Not all.
Mm-hmm. See, the golf course I lived on, it was an Arnold Palmer golf course. So the cart girl was Grey Goose, Maker's Mark, just all the, they had your basic stock beers, Coors, Bud, that. They didn't have micro beers, but the alcohol was all mid to top shelf. I mean, Smirnoff was the cheapest vodka on that cart.
There you go.
Wow.
And that was when Smirnoff went to quadruple filtered. So they were the same as Tall Blonde anyway. So, it's like,
tonight's trivia question, does anybody know where the idea of the beverage cart came from?
Obviously, I do not.
I thought Orty might.
You know what? This one, there's a hole in my knowledge on this one.
So back in the early 60s, in Vegas, the Sands was basically home
to the Rat Pack.
Oh, did we lose you?
Did we?
We're sending.
I think we lost you. But
there he is.
We always were sending for a waiter to bring them drinks out onto the course. So the course manager designed a cart with drinks on it to follow them.
That's
and that
fantastic.
was the beginning of the beverage carts.
That's fantastic.
So
see a need, fill a need.
For that.
See, and that's totally a Benny Binion thing. I could totally see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent.
And now they're practically on every golf course in the country.
Uh-huh. God, I love the cart girl. That's my
Oh, yeah.
favorite part of golf.
There's a little course over in Long Beach, Mississippi, which is close to the Louisiana line. So it's about a 2-hour drive to get there from here. Not undoable, but you have to plan it out. But their cart girls are Hooters girls.
Excellent.
And they are in uniform.
Excellent.
What kind of uniform?
A Hooters girl uniform.
See, now, okay, the only thing that would make that best, I'm not even going to say better, the thing that would make that the absolute best is if they had Hooters wings on the cart too.
You know, I would not put it past them, or at least they could serve wings from, the grill at the clubhouse.
Yeah, or at the turn.
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that would be fantastic. It would be an opportunity missed if they don't do it.
Right. I mean, if you're going to have that kind of cross branding, you're failing if you're not going to do that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
That's today's trivia question. So
God bless golf.
And God bless Sinatra.
Yes.
Frank, not Nancy.
Nah, she can go to hell.
She had some great gams, though.
Put those fucking boots and keep on fucking walking.
Woo! Go, girl.
I'm not a
Somebody's
fan.
been in the Coquito.
Actually, yes, I just finished.
I know when you get all foul mouth that you've been drinking.
I've been imbibing a wee bit. Yeah.
No way. Aggie drinking? Never.
I'm such a, pure as the driven snow in New York. Like literally driven on.
Everybody's heard the joke about don't eat in the yellow snow, but I saw the thing out of New York the other day. They were talking about don't eat the brown snow.
Ooh.
I was like, what the hell?
No,
Somebody's got to be told that?
Okay. I think that's a Woodstock joke.
I mean, I get that it's not meaning what it sounds like it's meaning when you think of the yellow snow, but still, you got to be told that.
Well, you remember Woodstock, the whole thing was don't eat the brown acid.
That was so overrated.
Yeah. Woodstock or the brown acid?
Yes.
Yes.
Embrace the power of and.
Embrace it.
And don't forget, Embrace the Power of and merchandise is on sale at klrnradio.com/store.
There you go.
/store.
And there's our commercial break.
Yeah.
We hadn't done one yet. I figured I'd throw something out there real quick.
And
Nice.
I didn't get to mention this at the start of the show, but the commercial that leads into the startup, the Tunnels to Towers, what a great charity. It's one that I actually choose to donate to. And I don't tell anybody their business, but I can tell you that they do a lot of great things. So if you've ever been on the fence about whether you should or not, I can tell you that they're really doing some wonderful things. And I'm looking forward to probably getting somebody locally associated with them onto my show in the future, in the new year.
Well, one of the reasons I decided to start pitching them, because, I have access to all kinds of PSAs, video and audio, because, call letters, as soon as they see those, are we'll get here, take this.
Sure.
But they're for everything that they do and the donation amount that they say they need, they're amazing in my opinion, because everybody else that I've checked these kind of ads for is like, you can help us for $29.99, you can help us for $40 a month, and these guys are like, we just need 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, it shows also that their overhead is rather low.
Well, I was going to say, Wahlberg takes nothing.
Right.
He does it all for free. So that puts them head and shoulders above the rest of them right off the bat.
Yeah. And that's one thing where when people were looking at charities to contribute, and I had this with my mother-in-law, she wanted to give to the Wounded Warrior Project. And I thought at first that was a great idea. And then when I found out how high their overhead was, and they had a really big issue, and I told her, yeah, you don't want to do that. She didn't listen. I mean, this is my mother-in-law, so she didn't listen, but whatever made her happy and that kind of thing. But I do Tunnel to Towers and I do Samaritans first because their overhead is really low.
They do good work too. I opt to go in another direction with my second, and it is to PVA, Paralyzed Veterans of America.
Also a good one.
Organization.
All right, Andrew seems to be having some technical issues, so while we have him, why don't we get the polls done real quick? That way,
Yeah. Come on, Andrew, give it up.
Then we're good.
Let's see your polls, Andrew.
I can't show you my polls. We don't know each other that well.
Oh, bullshit. How long have we followed each other on?
How many do you have?
First of all, I'm a little confused that you said polls.
Yeah, he's been to Chernobyl, I think.
Yikes.
You got an extra one on your forehead?
If one is good, two must be better. Yeah, that was the growth I had the doctor add to my head.
So you realize you just basically called yourself a dickhead. Just making sure you're aware.
Well, that's what he had to get removed, so not anymore.
No, he said he had the doctor added.
Oh.
Damn straight. Gonna live up to that name, unicorn. I never said I was a nice person.
Give us the info.
So anyway, last month, November, right? It's only been November.
Yep.
That's what they call it.
Okay, last month's polls were Leaving for Blue Skies, Trump wins, Peanut the Squirrel, and their inexperience.
God bless
it's only been a
Peanut the
month.
Squirrel.
Oh, it was Peanut and Fred hands down.
I have Irving Berlin in my head. Now it's your fault.
You're welcome. And Trump wins 53.8%.
Wow. Did Peanut take second?
Yes, he did. 38.6.
Okay.
So this month for peak, December, we have He's So Dreamy. And we all know, we know what that's about.
It's not me. It's not me, Mario.
And Mario. And you have the gun control hypocrites.
Yeah, always.
Everybody gets a pardon.
Yeah, even the pedophiles.
An absentee president.
Okay. That's interesting.
Vote early and vote often.
That is interesting. Yeah, some good topics
it's pinned to my timeline, and I'll drop it in.
I'll be retweeting soon.
I was just thinking, wow, those are all like from the last week or two, and then I realized, because we're doing the show 2 weeks early.
Yeah.
Well, 1 week. Well, okay, yeah. No, 1 week early.
1 week early, but still, I herped to the derp.
Yeah, it feels like 2, but it's only 1.
Derp.
Yeah.
Damn holidays.
Well,
and let this serve notice to Rick that I will not be on the air Christmas night.
I don't think anybody plans to be on the air Christmas
Yeah,
night.
good. And I probably won't be on New Year's.
Well, you
night
will,
either,
but it'll be in a Dick and Cider ad.
Well, yes, okay. Yeah. I do. I need to get that. I need to get that recorded. Because we have a new business partner with the Dickens farm with the cider. So just as a teaser, if you've ever wondered what it would be like to have a hot Dickens or a Dickens cider hot pocket.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we're gonna have a Dickens cider hot pocket.
Oh my God. I'm so glad I put down my drink.
I think Aggie's keenly tuned PG-13 ears might be melting right now.
It's been destroyed.
Yeah, I got to put the final touches on it and get it recorded so you guys can have it.
All right. So speaking of notice, let this serve as notice as well. Effective 2025, starting in January, Toxic Masculinity will be moving to the second Wednesday of the month because I'm tired of having to move shit around for holidays.
Yes.
Yes, it does seem that all the holidays fall on the last Wednesday of the month, don't they?
Somewhere around there. Either that or it's close enough that we've always got so much shit going on that we wind up doing like half the scheduled shows. And I'm like, yeah, we got to fix it.
Yeah.
I think that's honestly why we got pulled from Spotify, because we don't put enough content up. I don't think they like the once a month vibe thing. I still want a t-shirt though that says Too Toxic for Spotify with our logo on it, but we haven't done that yet. I need to do that.
And also on our next show, we'll be doing the yearly recap.
Excellent.
Oh God, it's already time for that again, isn't it?
And I will be resuming my duties for recruitment. We should have somebody to crown on January the 8th.
I'll believe it when I see it. Just kidding.
And I'll just be
Or just bring them on from behind Circle K.
That too.
That would work.
That's
Oh, by the way, Andrew, Jeff changed his handle, so the handle no longer
Yes,
works.
I saw that, and I've already updated.
And just for the naysayers, I've had people say they will do it, but we just have a hard time getting a date hammered out where it all works out. So we do have willing people.
Excellent.
Yes.
All good news all around.
And I'll even drop one name because she committed to doing it when we can make it all work, and that is Salty Mom.
Nice.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I miss Mole Ready.
What's that?
I miss Mole Ready.
I miss her too, and I would love to have her back on.
She was fun.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make that happen. But that is yeah, we're gonna make things great again. You know, we're starting in January, right? Making it all great again.
That's the
I
plan.
thought we were starting now with the way everything's happening. I mean, it looks like Canada's going to become our top hat of 4 states.
Yeah, but there's some old fart that's running around looking like Gary Busey with his windblown hair that's trying to take credit for everything.
Buttered sausage. Yeah, I wish I could remember that whole bit.
My administration.
No, because if you heard on, if you haven't been paying attention to the news, and why would you?
Right.
I pointed out on Manorama last night that Canada's government is in absolute disarray, and it's fucking fantastic.
It really
It has been.
They've been through 4
wow.
finance ministers in 24 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think they blew the record over in England for replacing somebody in a cabinet position because it took them 72 hours to go through 4.
I just like that. Everybody who was nominated, they just noped out. These nope, I resign.
And you know, the whole thing, it's so funny the way it's happening because none of that shit was really being publicized until Trump made the comment about annexing them.
Right.
And now Canada's just melting.
Well, most of it's going, yeah, please do.
Well,
I mean, you know, he and I know people from Canada because they're actually part of the podcast, and some of the ones that aren't even on all
you
the
don't
time.
know her. She's from Canada.
Can we please do this? Can you please make this happen?
Oh,
but yeah, you missed it. I worked in the Circle K joke about cheating last night, but by the time I could do it, you were gone. I was sad.
Yeah, Okay, so I'm going to put this out there. Any of our listeners, if you have experience with it, please send me a message.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so a chiropractor, I've really fucked up my back at work. Chiropractor, I feel good for maybe a weekend. Anybody have any experience with acupuncture?
I have never tried it. No.
I
I've
wish I
heard
could find
good
one
of it.
around here.
I
'Cause
would.
we've
It
got
has
one.
such
I do
low
have
needles.
we do have a mutual that actually has acupuncture done, and he has said that it's been pretty good.
Okay.
That would be Brad TC. So you may want to
Okay.
ask him
Yeah, I'll ask
because he's not had a bad issue with it. But I
mean,
haven't.
I love
You
getting
know,
tattoos, so you know.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had wondered about that for my knees, but I don't know how much that actually would or would not help.
Well, my dad did it, back in the 80s when acupuncture was starting to I mean, it was still fatty, but it was, still kind of like people were taking it seriously. And he did it to quit smoking.
Oh.
So.
I had a friend of mine that did that. Well, a friend of the family.
Yeah.
One of my dad's friends actually did acupuncture to quit smoking, and it took. I mean,
they just
he
drive like
quit, never
8 or 10
tried
needles through your tongue, and then you can't smoke. And
Where's that?
No, his I think the earlobe and the neck and the shoulder area and on the arms.
You know what else works for quitting smoking? Our friend James Woods was in a movie called Cat's Eye.
Oh yes,
Yeah,
I remember that one.
Alan King knows how to make you quit smoking. Ask James Woods.
Yep. I think that was something Inc. Oh, was it Quitters Inc. or Quitters Anonymous or something like
Something
that?
like that. I forget.
And it
what
was
it was.
Alan King.
Yes.
Alan King was the guy.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that. And I love remember how they were betting on, because she was in the electrified area, and they were making bets on whether or not she would forgive him.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, that was pretty rough. But I tell you what, I never smoked after after watching that. I've never actually smoked.
Yeah, I mean, I remember the boots in the closet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were saying, somebody's always watching. Yeah. Ooh. That one freaked me out a little bit.
It would have me.
Anyway.
Well, that's not terrifying at all. This show took a turn.
I mean, we talk about whatever we want.
Yeah.
That's part of the toxic trait. We don't give a shit what anybody thinks.
Oh, Al,
we'd have stopped this show a year and a half ago.
Al from the chat. I accidentally stuck a bamboo shoot under my fingernail once. It wasn't acupuncture, but I did speak in tongues for about 20 minutes or 20
I
seconds.
bet he did. I bet it lasted longer than 20 seconds too. It just seemed to be that fast.
That's what she said.
Well, if you just choke her a little bit, she'll lose track of the time and it won't matter.
Not too long.
Not too long. We don't want a Michael Hutchins incident here.
Well, you see, what had happened was.
Yeah.
Oh. All right, so what else? Like 10 more minutes.
Yeah, we got 10 minutes. I mean,
yeah.
I don't do any of you guys make resolutions?
I quit doing that a long time ago.
No, I never actually did, because I always got it always gave me the vibe that it was like I should do this, and then once I do it, I quit. It's like it didn't keep going. So instead of resolutions, I actually make 5-year goals, 10-year goals, and then just work at it throughout, every month or whatever. So I never actually make a resolution.
So it sounds like China.
Yeah.
China
is asshole.
What about you? How about it, Orty? What about you?
Yeah, I used to make resolutions, but then it was just kind of like It's not that I would break them, because you would actually have to have actually been earnest about the resolution. Yeah, I'm going to quit smoking this year. Or I'm going to, So no, no.
Andrew?
Again, it's like, I just just take stock and see where I need to better myself. That list is getting shorter and shorter, but because there's some things are just insurmountable. So
possible. So,
but no resolutions.
Andrew,
I buy a bottle of Resolve carpet cleaner. Does that count?
I mean,
he resolved to keep his carpet clean in the coming.
He's resolved to keep
There you
his
go.
carpet clean. There you go.
No.
At least
I
the
buy
grand
a bottle
schemes come out
Resolve.
of it.
I buy it from my wife. I don't clean carpets.
Oh.
Oh.
Excuse us.
Look,
and yet
if you don't treat the ladies right, they never leave you.
And yet somehow he's still the one in this group that's, well, I guess 40 and I are the only ones that aren't married, but somehow he still managed to pull it off. Anyway.
For 35 something years.
God, I can't imagine doing anything I like for 35 years.
Eating tacos and drinking bourbon.
Okay. But even that has its limits. I mean, twice a day for 35 years. I mean, that's it. That's all I could take.
And when you're retired, you can kick it up to 3.
Yeah, no.
I like Al's resolution.
I resolved to get rid of the bourbon in my house and replace it with more.
It's a good one.
I like where my height is at. There you go, Campbell.
Yeah, so Al's like, I set goals, and then Campbell's like, I resolved to never make a resolution. Set the bar lower.
I mean, that's what I do. I mean, when you make a resolution, that means you're deficient somewhere, and I'm just not. So I don't make resolutions.
That's fair.
I don't know. It just feels weird to make because they tend to be kind of short term, and I can't do that. I don't know what it is about it.
What if you make a resolution and then achieve it in 18 days? And what the hell's the rest of your year supposed to be like?
Now, there are some resolutions I can understand, like you resolve to actually keep in touch with people more often, or some more loose based rather than actual fixed goals. I can understand people doing those, but I've resolved to lose 10 pounds in 10 days. Yeah, I can't do that. I don't think anybody can, but you know what I mean? I can't do something like that.
Yeah.
My problem is everybody sets their resolutions too high, like they say. If you set the bar low,
it's hard to be disappointed.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Aim low, kids. Aim so low that if you fail, nobody even notices.
That's right.
It's not noticeable, right?
Keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars you'll never fucking touch.
I think I did finally find a resolution I want to make, though.
Uh-oh.
Sometime before next year, I want to find an adult elf on the shelf that moves around the house at night, mopping floors and doing laundry.
Ooh, okay, yeah.
They call it
Roomba can't fold laundry yet, G. At least not that I know of.
Hey, those little robots are coming soon too, and they'll be here faster than you think.
Hey, I saw that movie Megan. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, we covered that last night on last night's podcast. I'm not too thrilled.
I don't know. She looked like younger Megan Fox. I might take a spin.
Dude.
I mean, not on the robot. I mean, jeez, gutter minds.
I'm not as innocent as I look.
Wow.
It was right there. We just,
Well, it was low-hanging fruit. There's no doubt.
dude,
I left it out there.
When you set it up on the tee, you don't expect us to hit it? Come on, bro.
I admit it. I set it out there. So, yeah, it deserved it.
All right, so we're down to the last few minutes. Let's start with Amish. Where can folks find you?
Let's see. This week you can find me. Well, shit. Are we doing a RandO tonight?
Planning on it.
Okay, then you can find. And did Gene want us on too, or?
No, he moved that to like 2 weeks from now.
Okay, so you can find me in an hour on Rick and Orty. No culture shift this week. Juxtaposition this weekend again with Rick. Next week on Manorama
There's no
with
juxtaposition.
Rick. And
good God, how am I never rid of you?
Right? But also with Vincent and Jeff, and it is Rancor Steve's show, I guess. And then you can find me on
Sunday
Twitter
with,
as Ordnance
Vincent.
Packard for now.
You're on Sunday with Vincent.
And Sunday with Vincent Charles on the Vincent Charles Project. Yes, I
You're
didn't
having
forget
your
about
own
that.
little festivus.
So I noticed he billed you as a co-host for this one. So that's
he did what?
He billed you as a co-host for this one.
That's because I was pushing him to do it. So
I'm like, fine.
I'm roped in. I'm sucked in.
And
that's good fun. I'm having good fun. I mean, listening to Vincent finally, spread his wings and fly. Great show.
Yeah,
it is a fun show. It really is.
And Andrew, where can folks find you? Because Aggie and I are going to take forever.
You can find me on Twitter or X or whatever this is called now.
Jitter's
Duke MM1 retired. I do have a podcast that I'm not sure when I'll get back to because
currently hiding in the basement.
Pretty much. And you'll find me almost every day when Rick's broadcasting during the afternoon, trolling him in chat.
And when he can't do that, he texts me trolls. So that's always fun. And G, where can folks find you?
You can find me on X at TCC_Grouchy. You can find me on Wednesday nights on KLRN Radio, streaming live here on X. Watch Rick's feed, watch my feed for the links. 1 Wednesday a month with Toxic, 3 Wednesdays a month with me. And we're going to, I guess, this will be my hiatus to go until, I guess, wow. When we resume this again, it'll be Toxic again in 1, 2, 3 weeks.
Yeah, it's because you're
January 8th. So
slacker.
Yeah.
Slacker.
And Aggie, somebody's got to explain it to Jeff.
Oh yeah, Jeff's going to yell at me again. Aggie, where can folks find you?
You can find me at Aggie Weekend and at Aggie the Barkeep. Those are over on X. You can find me 8:30 p.m. Eastern Tuesday nights doing the Cocktail Lounge with the Everswap Brad Slager. 8:30 p.m. Eastern Friday nights doing He Said, She Said with the awesome Rick. Right? And of course, now the second Wednesday of every month, doing Toxic Masculinity with y'all at 8 p.m. Eastern. And the first Monday of every month, Jeff and I do Spirited Books at 8:30 p.m. Eastern.
Ooh. All right, we're going to do an abridged version of where to find me at RowdyWick73 on most platforms. Contribute to Twitchy.com, MisfitsPolitics.com, LoftusParty.com. You can find me here in just a minute with Stacey Lennox doing the Whatver podcast, finishing off your night on the on our side on KLR Radio, doing Rick and Orty an hour after that. And then to finish off the night, we should have Behind Enemy Lines Radio. Looks like there was not a BZ for Tuesday, so we don't have that to run, which means I get to knock off a couple hours early. Kind of okay with that. Yay! But on that note, folks, we're going to get out of here. Got to make room for Stacey coming up next. Everybody paying attention on all the feeds other than Spreaker. No change for you, so just hang out for the commercials. On the Spreaker feed, the Whatver link will be up in just moments. So easy way to find that. I guess it doesn't matter because you're going to get it for like 2 more weeks anyway. Just turn notifications on the account. But live broadcast stops on 10:31 anyway because iHeartRadio is a bitch. Bye, everybody.
5 lighters on my dresser, yes, sir. You know I got to get paid.
Enjoyed it, guys. I'm going to jump.
Yep. I'll see you all in an hour.
All right.
Hello,
All right.
friends.
Good night,
Give a
y'all.
moment so that we may discuss our Lord and Savior Minarchy. No, seriously, I'm just kidding. Hi, my name's Rick Robinson. I am the general manager of KLRNradio.com. We are probably the largest independent podcast network that you've never heard of. We have a little bit of everything, and by that, what I mean to tell you is we have news, pop culture, special events, conspiratainment, true crime, mental health shows, drama productions, and pretty much everything in between. So if you're looking for a new podcast home to grab a little bit of everything that you love all in one place, come check us out. You can find us on X under @KLRNradio. You can find us on our Rumble and our YouTube channels under the same names. You can also find us at KLRNradio.com and pretty much every podcast catcher known to man. So again, feel free to come check us out anytime you like at KLRNradio.
Are you ready to reach for the stars? Tune in to The Lost Wanderer, the #1 monthly podcast on good pods in astronomy. Join our host, Jeff, as he takes you on an interstellar adventure to explore the mysteries of space and the wonders of science. From rocket launches and distant galaxies to the latest discoveries in astronomy, each episode is a thrilling ride through the cosmos. Don't just gaze at the stars, come explore the universe with us. Follow The Lost Wanderer wherever you get your podcasts, and let's discover the stars together.
My dad was really, really special, and I loved my dad a lot.
I'm proud of him, and that even though he isn't here with us, but he died as a true hero.
I miss everything about him.
In the moment that the officers and I had to come see the children, my biggest reaction was, I don't have 7 arms. I have 7 children who just lost their father, and I don't have 7 arms to wrap around them.
I'm Frank Silla, chairman of the Stephen Silla Tunnel to Towers Foundation. Our foundation is committed to delivering mortgage-free homes for Gold Star families and fallen first responder families.
To not have to worry financially is a huge peace of mind. The thought of, what in the world will I possibly do to pay the bills? How will I possibly let the children have a life that feels normal? I don't want them to have to quit their piano lessons or their basketball. I don't want them to feel that we have to move into a little apartment and struggle financially in addition to the emotional weight.
There are over 1,000 families that need our help. Tunnel to Towers is honoring those heroes that risk their lives by providing them with mortgage-free homes.
Those who serve us and then lay down their lives protecting our freedoms and our safety, the least we can do is $11 a month to give them that peace of always knowing there's a home, there's that sanctuary when life feels like it's been tipped upside down, because it has, when you lose a parent in the line of duty, to know you can go home, you can be safe, there's no risk of losing your home. That's a peace of mind that I can't believe you can get for $11 a month.
I'd like to ask you to contribute $11 a month to support their efforts.
Please donate $11 a month by calling 1-844-BRAVEST or visit tunneltotowers.org.
Independence. With that declaration, America was born. Inspired by a belief in the God-given rights of every human being. That among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Our government was established to secure these rights and for the good that comes from exercising them well. This is why the founders of our great nation chose independence. As do we. Hillsdale College accepts no government funding. Because independence makes possible the good to which we aspire. Hillsdale College, pursuing truth and defending liberty since 1844.
Ready to learn some medieval combat, kiddo?
You bet, Dad. Let's do this.
You know, spending quality time with your kids is important, but finding a fun and safe way to do it can really be a challenge. That's where halberds come in. Halberds are the perfect way to bond with your kid while teaching them about history and physical fitness. Plus, they're a blast to play with. So next time you're looking for some family fun activity, grab a halberd and get ready to make some memories.
Come on, Dad. Round 2.
Halberds, bringing families together one medieval battle at a time. This commercial brought to you by the KLRNradio.com Ad Council.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
The following program contains coarse language and adult themes. Listener discretion is advised.
It is Wednesday, my dudes.
Otherwise known as ChatLivesMatter Night, right here live on KLRNradio.com. I'm one half of the crew, and I hope most of you have hung over from the Toxic Masculinity show that just kicked off. And don't forget, up next will be Ordnance Packard and myself with the closing act on the KLRN Radio side of the Rick and Orty show. But right now, I am joined by Miss Stacy Lennox, otherwise known as @ScottsFire on X. Good evening, ma'am. How are you? I almost said good afternoon because I forgot what time.
Yeah, no, it's not afternoon. It's actually quite late in the evening.
Yeah, you know, well, it's earlier where I am, but you live in the future, so there's that.
I live in the future, yes, and I've been the old lady for the last couple weeks. So,
well, yeah, I saw your prepping for the podcast post on Facebook. You're like, I'm getting ready for my show with my nice warm fuzzy socks. I was like,
yes, with my nice warm fuzzy socks from my lovely friend Melissa Dickey Boff. Yes,
lovely fuzzy socks. Which reminds me,
fuzzy socks, very warm, very very lovely.
Which reminds me, it's going to start getting chilly here in a minute because the sun's gone. So I'm going to have to go put on my fuzzy.
Really, the sun's just going down for you? Our sun's been gone for hours.
Well, it's been gone for about 2 hours now, but it takes. We actually got warm today, so it's just now starting to get a little chilly in my office, and the heater doesn't work as well back here because it's one half of my utility room is my office, so I'm right next to one of the coldest parts of my house. So I'm going to have to put on some fuzzy slippers at the top of the hour. Keeps my feet warm.
Yeah. So, looks like we killed the continuing resolution.
Thank God.
Well, can we just have a clean bill to keep the government running till Trump comes into office? I don't care about all the other stuff. FEMA has already completely fucked up the response in North Carolina. The NGOs are doing a better job. If Democrats and Republicans can't pass a single issue bill to fund North Carolina without all the other bullshit attached to it, they all need to be replaced.
I mean, that's pretty much how I feel about all of it. But yeah, I couldn't.
I mean, if we can't pass a bill to fund hurricane relief and our farmers who make our food without all the other crap, then all of these people need to leave. I don't want to give you a pay raise. I certainly don't want to pay for an organization that has been a part of the censorship regime. What are we even talking about here? How tone deaf do you have to be to say, "Oh, I think this is a good time to give us a raise"? What?
Yeah.
Because y'all
Excuse
don't
me?
make enough money on graft and freaking, insider trading. This is public service. You're not supposed to get rich. Most of you do anyway. I'm not sure why you need a pay raise.
Oh, I mean, they don't deserve one. I mean, honestly, if I was able to get either Elon Musk or Vivek Ramaswamy's attention or both, first thing I would do is be like, we need to do something through Doge to make sure that they get, basically like waitress wages the entire time they're in Congress, and then their individual constituency gets to vote as to whether their particular Congress critter gets their full salary at the end of the year.
Well, it's
Because
like, how
that-
many Democrats out there do you think want these idiots to get a raise?
I don't know, but I mean they haven't had one in forever, so I wouldn't necessarily be opposed to maybe like a 3% raise or something like you and I
I'm
get.
opposed to all of it.
But this whole 40%, no, fuck no. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, right now, you don't deserve a raise at all because, like you said, you in between your healthcare packages, your grift from the stock markets, and everything else, you don't need any more of our money. I did find that funny that now that Joe Biden's on the way out the door, he's like, "Yeah, there should be no reason that Congress critters are getting rich off of Congress." I'm like, "You are off of the stock market. You didn't say shit about that when you were in there." Or even when you were vice.
We're gonna cover up the January 6th committee.
Well, yeah, of course we are.
I mean, come on. Why Republicans, when you just had my wonderful representative Barry Loudermilk put out this crazy report that shows Liz Cheney is like guilty of witness tampering, for God's sakes. They deleted a terabyte of information. Like, come on. These people work for us. And I think the best thing about this, because everybody's like, David Axelrod is, oh, look, Elon Musk. We know who's bought the government. No, Elon Musk has a huge platform. He knows what the mandate is. He was out interacting with voters, and he's going to talk for us.
Well, so
none of the people want this freaking spending bill, and Elon Musk said no because he can see the Twitter traffic. He knows what people are saying, and he said no because he's got the biggest microphone.
And the funny thing is, until he started saying no, it's like none of the upper echelon were getting it. Then all of a sudden he was like, "What the hell is this?" And then all of a sudden, and I don't know if he fired up his little algorithm machine that helped him, figure out who was going to win the election or not. Because hours before they killed it, he was like, "Yeah, this thing's dead." And then like 2 hours later, they're like, "Yeah, it's dead." I'm like, how the hell did he know 2 hours before we did? But anyway, but I'm just, and that was part of the thing that was driving me crazy because I kept waiting for Trump to say something in between any time yesterday and today. And he finally started saying something, I think sometime around 5 o'clock Eastern. He was like, "Yeah, this thing needs to just die." And now all of a sudden,
He and J.D. Vance came out together and said, just pass a clean bill.
And then, of course, Hakeem Jeffries is like, and the Republicans have now got, after doing all this bipartisan work, the Republicans have gotten their marching orders to shut down the government. And I'm like, and?
No. The Republicans got the order to pass a clean bill to keep the government open, not put all these little sweetheart things into it that Democrats want, like a pay raise, like funding censorship, like covering up the legitimate crimes of the January 6th committee that were just released in a report today. So Democrats want all these things, right? And I'm not even naming all the really egregious things they wanted. We just want a clean CR. That's what we were asking for. And they put all this other crap in it. 1,500 pages worth of crap. We will pass a clean CR, and then we will put up bills. All Johnson needs to say, we're going to pass a clean CR. We're going to keep the government open. That's what we wanted to do. Democrats started attaching a bunch of stuff to it. We were trying to cut a deal. Our voters said no. We don't want that deal. We are accountable to our voters. Go ahead and try that. Go ahead and try saying that. We are accountable to our voters. Our voters don't want all that crap in the bill. They want a clean CR, and they want to wait until President Trump comes in to figure out the rest of it. So there it is there. This wasn't bipartisan work. This was Democrats holding Mike Johnson hostage to get a CR passed in time. Don't call it bipartisan, Hakeem Jeffries, you frickin' moron.
Well, I mean, he can't help it. They have to frame things that way to try to make us seem like
no, but we need to come out and tell the truth. Elon Musk needs to come out and tell the truth. JD Vance needs to go on Meet the Press and tell the truth. Here's all the things Democrats wanted in the bill. Does anybody think that we just want a clean CR to keep the government open and operating until March, when the new administration can get in and we can get rolling? And we would like to put separate bills in to fund hurricane relief and fund our farmers who create our food. If Democrats can't get on board with that without a lot of sweetening the pot, I'm really not sure what we're doing here. JD Vance could go on TV and spin that quite well.
And he may.
Huh?
And I was going to say he may actually need to at this point.
Yeah.
So this is one of the things that I was doing off and on all day today is try to read through some of this monstrosity. So just to make sure everybody's on the same page, this thing that is now hopefully dead from what we understand would have included language to protect elected leaders from being able to be investigated, gives themselves an ample pay raise, and provides an opt-out from Obamacare for them again. So at this point, what they're doing is basically trying to hold hurricane relief hostage to get everything else they want out of the deal, including a 40% pay raise, the ability to improve their health care while also opting out of Obamacare again. It's just nuts. All of this is nuts. I mean,
why do they keep getting to get themselves out of the biggest debacle they ever created? I don't understand that. Like, why is anybody okay with that? Why are Democrats okay with that?
I don't really know. I mean, the thing about it is, I don't think very many people are actually okay with it. It just kind of felt like we were going into an echo chamber. Like right now, I mean, I'm seeing somebody that you and I both follow who tried to engage with Hakeem Jeffries over an hour ago, and he's gotten 5 impressions off of a very active post. So I think some shenanigans are still afoot with social media, honestly, and I think that's part of the problem. I think the only reason it was able to get as much traction as it did was because Elon Musk ain't got none of the fucking throttles. So as soon as he said something, everybody saw it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's whatever.
There's a reason we call
already at that point in the program, folks.
I mean, usually I build it into the title. I haven't been doing that lately.
Huh?
I said normally I just build the word whatever into the title somewhere, but I haven't been doing that lately.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, I don't know what the Congress critters need to hear. I really, really, really thought the House was in better shape than this. I really thought they understood.
They don't.
Where the voters were at. We're done with these shenanigans. We're done with the pork barrels. We don't care about your bridge in your home district. No.
I swear to God,
taken care of. That's a local issue. Stop doing that stuff.
Yeah, but that's just it. We keep sending a lot of the same Congress critters back to Congress expecting different results. And this goes back to something that I've talked about now for a long time. According to most recent numbers that I can see, Congress as a whole has a 19% approval rating, but everybody's individual Congress critters are awesome.
Well, no, mine actually is.
That's what everybody says.
No, but Loudermilk has done an excellent job on this January 6th committee.
No, I understand. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm saying if they have a 19% approval rating and everybody thinks their individual Congress critters are amazing, there has to be a breakdown somewhere, which is one of the reasons why I tagged Tom Cole today as soon as I started reading through all this CR stuff, and I'm like, if you don't vote no on this, then next election cycle, I'm gonna help make sure you don't come back because it's the only thing I know to do anymore. We have to start holding our individual Congress critters accountable, and I think part of the problem with it, though, and this is for people on both sides of the aisle. As soon as your Congress critter gets something awesome for your district, that's all a lot of people seem to care about. They don't seem to notice that, we're spinning ourselves into oblivion. It's one of the things
My
that
whole point is, why does my congressman in Washington, D.C. need to get anything awesome for my district? That should be up to my state and local government.
you would think.
This whole thing has gotten completely upside down since Woodrow Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's just more ways to keep control.
And, you know, I would have a lot less problem paying state taxes for my state and local government to do it than I do paying federal taxes. It's too far away.
Well, no, well, yeah, I mean, well, that's part of the thing, though, is they want everything to be centralized because then you don't have any idea what the hell is going on. If it was happening,
They want everything to be centralized, but the people don't. And I don't think Trump does either. I mean, he's already talking about like throwing all the agencies out of DC. I love it. Let's do that. Let's do that.
yeah.
Unless if you don't come back to work, you're done. I mean, do you see? I mean, Joe Biden is actually trying to sabotage the transition at this point.
Oh, I know. I've seen it over and over and over again.
You know, I mean, he's hired 1,200 DEI employees. Like, why? Or he's trying to hire 1,200 DEI employees. Why are you even going to do that? Trump is going to fire them all on day one. He's going to fire whole departments full of that crap.
Well, I mean, the problem with that though is the more of this stuff he does on the front, the longer it takes for Trump to undo it all. That's why he's selling off all the border wall pieces.
Oh, as far as I'm concerned, that's a crime.
Oh,
he's
it is.
actually ripping off the American taxpayer at that point.
I mean, it is a crime, but the problem is who's going to do anything about said crime.
Well, I want to know who in the Biden administration is actually driving that, because we can hold them accountable for the crime. Probably not Joe Biden, because his brain is made of oatmeal at this point.
Yeah, this is true.
See that New York Times article today?
I don't know. I don't think I did. What was it?
Oh my God. Okay. Let's see. The Times pulled out all the stops to paint old Joe as a tragic figure, but all it managed to do was show yet again that the man in the Oval Office has no business being there, and that American dodged a bullet when Nancy Pelosi's coup ended his re-election campaign. The subheading on the lengthy Times article is illuminating in itself. Still stinging from the election, President Biden is pushing for his final priorities, but has largely absented himself from the national conversation about Donald Trump after warning repeatedly he was a threat to American democracy.
Oh, wow.
We're told Biden looks a little older and a little slower with each passing day, but they can't get over their old habit of covering with the nameless aides saying he remains plenty sharp in the Situation Room, calling world leaders to broker a ceasefire in Lebanon or deal with the chaos of Syria's rebellion. Does anyone believe that? Do the people writing this for the New York Times even believe it?
You know they don't, but it doesn't matter.
I know, but it's like they don't learn anything. Like, all I have heard when I'm listening to any heterodox podcast, okay, like two-way, where you actually have Democrats coming on and everything else, all I'm hearing is, the Democrats really need to do some soul searching and figure out and da-da-da-da-da and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm seeing none of it. The only thing I've seen that tells me that maybe they got it a little bit is that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez didn't, oust somebody for a committee leadership, the Government Accountability Office. Can you imagine that? But now they're going to give her some consolation prize. And you hear Democrats, well, she's really up on the new communications tool and she does well with social media. And like Donald Trump, she's authentic. Yes, she's not as authentic as you think she is, because if she was authentic, she'd still be holding, demonstrations in Nancy Pelosi's office and calling for her to retire, because that's what she was doing. And that's what she was supposed to do as a Justice Democrat. She's really just fallen into the establishment at this point, and just has too many hard feelings in the caucus about her trying to primary people for the first 2 cycles she was there. So literally they made her promise when she was running, the people who were going to back her, they made her promise not to primary any sitting Congress people again. So how does AOC stay authentic when she just becomes part of the cog?
Well, I think the Democrats are using a word again that you and I think of differently, because AOC's never been authentic.
No, I find JD Vance authentic. I find Trump very authentic. I find Chip Roy authentic. I find Tulsi Gabbard authentic. Like, I can't think of a Democrat. Well, I think this Richie Torres is somebody to keep an eye out for. He's an interesting cat. He's blasting his own party.
Well, the problem that I have, and this comes back to what we were talking about earlier, I think the Democrats are going to learn their lessons a hell of a lot faster than we do, and I think they are going to they're going to find themselves again. They're going to pick up the
It
shambles
took
of what's
them 12 years to figure it out after Reagan.
Yeah, I mean the problem is I think they've gotten a little faster at it because unfortunately, as we can
I
see
don't
right
know
now,
that they have. Look at who they're putting up for the DNC. They're passing right over Rahm Emanuel, who, say what you want about him, the guy knows how to win. He knows how to run a machine. Okay? They're looking at these freaking wild left-wing progressives from Wisconsin.
well, the problem
And
is
you've already got all these minority females. There's not one black woman or da 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 da. And it's women of color that understand what voters want, and we can talk to them. Really, Kamala Harris did a good job at that, didn't she?
well, I mean, the point I was trying to make though is if we don't do the things that we're supposed to do within the next 2 years, we're going to be right back where we started from. And this
No, but all I'm saying is in 2 cycles, they didn't learn that you can't go into a black church and say, I's in no ways tired, and not have that go viral on social media while you talk to other people in a completely different tone of voice. They didn't learn that actually hurt Hillary because Kamala Harris was doing the same thing. Like, they still don't, they are so focused on identity politics that they play it no matter what. And I don't think they're going to back off that in the next cycle. I think it's going to be at least 2 cycles away before they figure out how much that actually hurts them. Oh, but they hate Hispanic men right now. Well, they hate all men, but they really hate Hispanic men and white women. We are the devil.
They hate all men except for trans men and trans women.
I'm just saying, white women are also the devil. We are very problematic.
Hey, where are the white women at?
Over here, voting Republican.
Yeah.
Well, but not only that, large reasons I know a lot of them voted Republican was the whole MAHA movement. They're young mothers. They want a healthier food supply. They want to know what's at the root of all of these chronic illnesses that are in kids today. Why do we have chronic obesity? You know, their generation was victims of this stuff, and they don't want it for their own kids. So I'm telling you right now, Democrats and Republicans need to understand, if either one of them want to have credibility with suburban women and moms, they need to let Kennedy go in and do his thing. Seriously. I can't tell you how many young women I've talked to that voted for Trump just because of Kennedy.
No, I know. I mean, a lot of the younger vote came over because of, you know, the podcast influencers, but a lot of the female vote was a lot of that was Kennedy, and everybody knows
Kennedy
that.
and who comes with him, Casey and Callie Means and Jay Bhattacharya and Marty McCary. I mean, all of these people are talking about wellness and how we stay healthy versus how we treat sickness, how we do good science to make sure we know what's causing this stuff. And that's what those young mothers want for their kids.
Well, and one of the things that
And I mean,
absolutely
if you look at a thread from Josh Hawley, that's all Robert Kennedy plans on coming in and working on. He's already said he'll put the Mexico City policy back in. He'll put the Title IX policy back in terms of Title IX organizations that offer abortions. Like, he's going to go right back through HHS and restrict abortion, just like it was during the first Trump administration, and told Josh Hawley, we have too many abortions in this country. It's supposed to be safe, legal, and rare.
Well, so
I want to know what Republican objections are, because Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has never said he is going to eliminate vaccines. What he has said is he wants informed consent and good research done on all of these vaccines because it doesn't exist. And when I see idiots like Eric Erickson putting out there, this man's a liar. No, he's not. There are multiple lawsuits out there. Talk to Aaron Siri. HHS has admitted they don't do pre-licensing placebo-controlled studies for these things. You know, we know during COVID they had a placebo-controlled trial and then they vaccinated the trial group. That's not a placebo-controlled trial. And then with the vaccine, half the time the placebo they're using is another vaccine, which makes no sense. So all he wants is good science around these things. And he wants liability back on these companies because there's too damn many of them and we don't need them all. There is no reason for infants to get a hepatitis B vaccine. None. Unless their mother has it. That's it. And we can test the mother, and we do in this country. So, like, he wants informed consent, and he wants parents to be able to choose whether they want to do it or not, just like we can with every other medical treatment for our children.
So
I like listen to these lies, and I see these arrogant fucks like Eric Erickson who just drives me crazy. And it's like, oh.
So something that just came across my feed, apparently Trump and Musk are going to be meeting with Amazon founder Jeff Bezos tonight. So that should be interesting. I really would like
Bezos was coming to kiss the ring.
I really would like to be a fly on the wall in some of these things.
I don't want to be a fly on the wall. I just want to be in the room.
Same thing.
Not really. I just want to be in the room. Do you know my sister and my husband both sent me the Twitter posting from Doge and were like, yeah, you should apply to that.
Surprised you haven't yet.
I don't know what I would say. Like, I just don't know. I don't know. I would love to do it. They wouldn't even have to pay me to do it.
Well, that's just it. I don't think they're paying very many of the people that are doing it.
I think they're going to pay some of the lower level analysts and stuff because they're going to have to. They're not paying Musk. They're not paying Ramaswamy. They're not paying, Mark Andreessen when he comes in and consults. Like, there's people they're not paying, but when you get down to the actual analysts that are going into these and working literally 80 hours a week, you're going to have to give them some compensation, and they know that.
No, I know.
But, I mean, yeah. I just have a lot of hope for all of this, and Speaker Johnson just needs to get a clean CR through. That's it. That's it. And if Democrats can't pass a clean CR, not a cromnibus, we don't want one of those. We just want a continuing resolution to fund the government. I don't even care if we have that, because last I heard something like 96% of government employees are not even in the office.
Oh, yeah. There's like 6%.
So, bunch of non-essential employees are going to be gone for the holidays anyway. So what?
Oh. Already in the chat. White Hispanic is going to make a comeback in their lexicon.
It already has. White supremacy is not just a province of white peoples, Orty. It's a state of mind. These people want to be white.
I just received notification from Gene that they're having technical issues, so they'll be trying with their show again tomorrow. So it looks like Amish and I will be your closing act for the night. So I guess we'll be done by 11 Eastern. Woohoo! I can actually try to go to bed early on a Wednesday. I remember the last time I've been able to do that. Anyway, so yeah, fun
You
time.
know, this is like so weird on my computer when I have a screen up that has ads. They always give me ads from Temu, and I've never bought anything from Temu. I don't buy things from Temu, and I don't have a TikTok account. They're both Chinese, and I won't do it. Like, you're supposed to get ads based on like your search history. I've literally never searched for anything on Temu, but I keep getting ads for them. It's very strange.
Yeah, that is weird.
And I will tell you, their delivery company is sketchy. It's called On Track, and they had a delivery for me from a third-party vendor for Walmart, which I was so pissed and bitched to them so much they give me 3 individual $10 gift certificates. Because I was so mad at Walmart. It took them 1 day to get it from LA to Smyrna. It took them 9 days to get it from Smyrna, Georgia to my house. That's 30 miles.
Wow.
When they finally delivered it after I'd already asked for a refund, no lie, guy stood on my porch smoking cigarettes for like 15 minutes and talking on his phone. My dogs were losing their mind. It's called On Track. They suck. If you own a business, don't use them. Their customer service sucks. Their drivers are all contract. I go out and I'm like, can I help you? He's like, I don't speak English. No shit. I'm like, get off my porch. Like, I half expected like to have a home invasion happen after this. I mean, I can smell cigarette smoke all in my front hall. I'm like, leave. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. Literally on my porch for 15 minutes talking on his phone. I'm like, go down in your car and talk. He didn't leave my porch for 15 minutes. Creepiest thing ever. Now, Amazon contracts with drivers. They're all very polite and do very good work. These people, sketchy AF. Not legal, nothing. I think they pay him cash. I don't know. But I think that my thing was probably in that guy's garage for 7 days, and that's why they couldn't find it.
Could be.
Oh, don't ever use them. They've got a really great shtick on their website. They're full of crap. I had people respond when I blasted them on Twitter. They were like, yeah, delivery person put it on my porch, then ran away with it. Took a picture to show they delivered it and then ran away with it.
It's like, oh, I get free stuff now.
It's like, oh my God. Yeah, that's Temu's delivery people.
They're awesome. Dude, Temu is like, you know, I don't know if you've ever been to a flea market, but that's what Temu reminded me of, because I had somebody that sent me a bunch of stuff from there because they're like, I got a bunch of free stuff. I'm going to send it to you. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. And it was like shit you would get at a flea market back in the day. I'm like, how much did you pay for this? I hope it was all free because holy crap.
Well, it's just like, I'm not buying anything from Temu ever. Just like I'm never making a TikTok account.
I have one. I don't use it for much of anything, but I have one.
I have a Twitter account. I have a Facebook account. I ditched all my other accounts. I just don't need them. I have friends and people I care about on Facebook and friends and people I care about on Twitter. That's it. My home chef. I can't read what he just wrote. Oh, my home chef deliveries come on track. They're not terrible here. Oh. Well, thank God. They're skeevy as hell here, Orty. And apparently in Virginia, according to my Twitter feed. But when I couldn't find my package and it was supposed to be delivered that night, they're like, sorry, our systems are down. Are they?
Are they really? Are you sure?
Are they really?
I don't believe you.
Yeah. This has been a crazy Christmas. Just crazy. Like, every time I was done with my nieces and nephews, my husband would buy something else for my 3-year-old nephew. Oh, Remy needs this.
It's like, you realize what this means, right?
Now I have to go out and buy something else for the girls.
Dude, my wife used to do that all the time. We'd be done, and she'd be like, "But I found this too," and I'm like, "This means we have to buy one for everybody else now, right?"
Mm-hmm. And I was so good because I had all my shopping done before I went for my procedure, and I have wrapped nothing. The only thing I have mailed out are Christmas cookies.
Yeah, I am still slacking in the Christmas department. Every year since I've had to start doing it all myself, I keep saying I'm just gonna start buying it a little bit at a time from like Amazon or something, have it shipped to the house, hide it in the closet, and that way I can
Yeah,
just
that's what I did.
Yeah, I never managed to do that. I was like last minute Christmas. We had a Christmas event on Saturday at my dad's. I was buying the presents for that at Walmart Saturday morning because I was gonna do it the week before, and I got sick that entire damn weekend, and then I was busy
No,
all
it's
week.
just like I did all those things, and I just didn't wrap any of them.
Well, I mean, you still
And
have
I
it
have to. I don't even like my brother's wife is Jewish, and the kids are Jewish. They've been bar mitzvahed, all this kind of stuff. So I mean, I don't even know why I send them Christmas presents. Technically, I guess I just know I'm not sending them 7, so they're getting 1. And I don't even know when Hanukkah is this year. So
Not sure. Hang on. But yeah, no, I like I said, for me, it was just, every year is always the same thing. I'm gonna do it different this year, and then I never do. And then I'm all
I did it different this year because I was going for surgery. And it just still didn't wrap, so I got to wrap this week.
So apparently Hanukkah this year starts nightfall December 25th and ends with nightfall on January 2nd. So it actually
that's
coincides.
weird.
It actually coincides this year.
That's just weird, though. Well, I guess my brother and his wife and the kids are coming to see my parents for Hanukkah. I don't know. It's all just very weird.
It's gonna be the best Christmas Hanukkah ever.
There's no Kwanzaa involved. None.
It's a commercial. It's like a.
Oh.
It was like.
I have to say, honestly, I think the largest benefit to having Elon and Vivek on board. Ew, gross.
I didn't do
Why
it.
couldn't you send that to Amish like privately?
Well, no, you didn't have to look. It said for him. That's not my
I know,
fault.
but come on. All I looked at was the title. That's disgusting.
But it's not my fault. I said, "Hey, Amish for next hour," and you looked at it. It's not my fault.
It's the title and there's a picture.
It's not my fault.
Oh my God.
It's not my fault.
Gross.
It's not my fault.
Anyway. Ugh. Now I lost my train of thought.
Wait, you have one of those? I haven't had one of those in a while.
Lately, it's been more like a hovercraft. Because apparently something I am never supposed to do ever again is lay perfectly flat for 5 hours.
Oof.
Oof. You're telling me, friend. My first day back to physical therapy was today. They had a lot of knots to unwind, let me tell you. I'm like, I can't move that shoulder right now, actually. So there's a little pain medicine in the mix, is all I'm going to say. It's the only thing from having me have a headache that is 8 on a scale of 1 to 10. And you know how much I like taking this stuff, so.
Oh yeah.
But that's why I'm more like a hovercraft. I think I was talking about transparency. I just don't think, like, any bill that goes through, Vivek is going to read the whole thing. We learned that today.
Yep.
Like, don't put stupid shit in a bill because he's going to find it. Did you see that dumb broad Kathy Hochul?
I must have missed that one. What'd she do?
Oh, she's advocating for eliminating the electoral college again because the president should be the person who got the popular vote. Who was that in 2024?
Oh, was that? I saw somebody was doing that. I didn't realize it had our name attached to it, but yeah.
Oh, the Senate Democrats are trying to do it too. It's like, okay, all right, well, we're going to put in a constitutional amendment to enshrine the filibuster and enshrine 9 Supreme Court justices. And if you don't, in the next 2 years, if we don't get through that process, we're going to eliminate the filibuster and we're going to pack the court because we're not going to wait for you to do it. We're not going to let you keep that lever. You're either going to keep it the way it is and the way everybody wants it, or we're going to do it and you're not going to like it.
Okay, so this just happened, and I gotta admit I'm a little pissed. This is from Town Hall put out by Sarah Arnold. So Biden has quietly extended the COVID emergency declaration to protect Big Pharma from liability until 2029.
Yep.
What the hell?
We did that earlier today.
Yep. I hadn't seen it yet, but I just saw the story come across my feed when I was looking at stuff, and I'm like, are you kidding me? So yeah, apparently, December 31st, 2029. At this point, it's been done to protect Big Pharma and mRNA vaccine makers from lawsuits for injuries and deaths. The act also provides immunities from liability to healthcare providers, nurses, pharmacists, pharmacy interns, and pharmacy technicians who administered the COVID-19 vaccines.
You know what I have never given anyone?
A COVID vaccine?
Yeah. You know what I've never taken?
COVID vaccine?
Uh-huh.
Well, so to me, this smacks of the same thing that I said about the pardon. If you didn't think that Hunter Biden and the rest of the Biden family was crooked as hell, the scope of the pardon tells you everything that you need to know. If you didn't understand exactly how broken Big Pharma is right now and how incestuous their relationship is with the government right now, the scope of this and the length of this tells you everything that you need to know, because by the time this happens,
No.
Trump will be on the way out of office.
What it tells you is they all know that something is radically wrong with those injections, yet they remain on the CDC recommended vaccination list for all ages. So that's corrupt AF, right? But you don't give people freedom from liability unless they're, why would they need that if these vaccines aren't hurting people? That means you guys all know that they are.
Yeah, so my only concern, because I mean, this would normally be something that could be clawed back, but that didn't work out for Trump very well in his first term because he tried to claw back a bunch of Obama shit and the court said no. The good news is the court's got a different makeup now, so there may be a good chance that some of this gets clawed back anyway. I would hope.
Well, I just don't understand how he can give, he's just writing laws basically on his way out the door.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's doing everything he can to burn down both sides on the way out the door. I mean, I half expected
He's
this.
not, his people are.
Well, you know what I mean.
Last I heard, he was in Delaware on Tuesday. Granted, the press release said to commemorate the death of his daughter and his wife in the car accident. But, yeah. He's in Delaware.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, why would he need to be anywhere else? He hasn't done anything in like a month.
Well, he gave a speech at the Brennan Center.
And nobody could understand half of it, so there's that.
What?
I said that nobody could understand half of it, so.
This is true.
All right, so any final thoughts in the last 9 minutes or so?
Oh, my final thoughts. Like, how is this man still president? This is just so negligent.
Well, he's still president because the powers that be want him to be president.
It's actually funny because, as Mark Halperin says, we only have one president at a time, and right now that appears to be Donald Trump.
I mean, he's being treated like one everywhere he goes. I mean, they gave him the full presidential honor in France.
Yeah, well, and guys, you should all find a woman who looks at you the way Jill Biden looks at Donald Trump.
Dude, that was like the weirdest thing ever. I was like, why the hell is...
Dude, she did the same thing with Doug Emhoff. She's creepy.
I was like, why is she making bedroom eyes at Donald Trump? That's just wrong.
Well, why is she snuggling up to Hitler?
I guess because Hitler's a real man. I don't know. I mean,
I don't know, but like those pictures, I was just like, whoa. Like, because other things you've seen where it's Democrats that want to like display their distaste for Donald Trump, they just sit and look straight ahead. Michelle Obama has done it. Da 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 da. No, Jill Biden's right there going da 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 da. Can you imagine having Jill Biden talk your ear off? Oh my God.
I have an extra room key. Would you like it?
Oh my God.
Oh, I'm telling you, those eyes were. No, I'm just saying. I saw that and I was like, why the hell is she making bedroom eyes? I know, and actually, because it was one of those things that happened like the day before, and I didn't see it till the next day. And I'm like, I know I'm late to the party, but why the hell is Dr. Lady McBiden making bedroom eyes at Donald Trump in France? That's just weird.
No, it was completely weird. But I mean, you have the Japanese finance minister or bank guy going down there and like, we're going to put $100 billion. Like Donald Trump has essentially caused the impending resignation of Justin Trudeau.
And the collapse of the Canadian economy.
Well, not the collapse of the Canadian economy, but I mean, Justin Trudeau caused that. But his finance minister, I guess, from what I understood from the conservative there, Polivier, I think his name is, who's just an amazing speaker. That man's going to kick Trudeau's ass like Pele kicks a soccer ball, just kaboom. Anyway.
Yeah, apparently he's more in line with Trump's way of thinking too. So this could get fun.
Yeah, he's a conservative, no doubt. It's going to be the biggest conservative win in Canada in decades. But apparently the deficit in Canada spending was supposed to be capped at 40 billion or something, like whatever the number was. It was supposed to be 40. And the finance minister was trying to keep it there. And Justin and his main economic advisor like pushed it up to 62. And that's why she resigned, because they were going to blame it on her.
Yep. And she's
now,
like, no.
Please understand, she's a terrible person too. She's the one that froze all the truckers' bank accounts. She was one of Klaus Schwab's young global leaders. She's a terrible person. The faster she's out of government, the better. But I guess another female minister also like left. Like people in his government are just resigning left and right.
Well, yeah, so basically what happened is she resigned, somebody else got appointed, they resigned, somebody else got appointed, they resigned. Last I heard, I think one other finance minister got appointed and said, no, I quit, which is now causing people to start making noise about no confidence votes for Trudeau and possibly forcing him to resign. Same thing's kind of going on.
I thought he was going to resign. I thought his resignation was imminent.
Last I heard, it was still a possibility, but it has not yet happened. Same thing is happening in France right now, and the person that's expected to win the election, if the government falls apart and they have to do an emergency election, is expected to be much more conservative as well. So it's almost like the world is trying to heal itself.
Marie Le Pen?
I think that's who that was.
Well, that's the right-wing party in France.
But yeah, so apparently
that would be amazing. Georgia Maloney, Marie Le Pen, Polivier up in Canada. Yeah, now we just got to get rid of Starmer. And if you haven't noticed, our friend Nigel Farage really wants to leave politics. This is not what he wants to be doing. The Reform Party is just going up, 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 and up in the polls. Like Nigel Farage is a person like Trump. He has a lot of authenticity and people believe what he says. He got them out of the EU. He made Brexit happen. When he and all of his people got the EU representative positions, they did it. And they started waving UK flags, and the president of the EU kicked him out. It was beautiful to watch. So if Nigel Farage decides to go back into government, I think he could be prime minister.
Could very well be. That could be interesting.
I like Nigel Farage. I would like to have a beer with him. He seems fun.
Yeah, that could be awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So, last 30 seconds before we start doing a wrap to you. Anything else you want to say on the way out the door?
Clean CR. That's it.
I mean, at this point, I'm even kind of okay with just shutting it down till the.
Yeah, I don't really care. I mean, an open government has nothing to do with me. So.
Oh.
I think people would be shocked at how well they do.
Well, that's the thing. Every time the government is shut down, we have survived. So, and I mean, at this point, we would literally be talking about a shutdown of a few days. And if it shuts down, people would be a hell of a lot more quick to get the house up and running again if they needed to get the funding started again. So at this point, I'm kind of okay if it shuts down. I'm not even gonna lie about it.
Well, the Senate needs to get back to work on like January 2nd to start getting these nominations done.
Pretty much. All right, where can folks find you, ma'am?
They can find me at Scott's Fire on Twitter.
And that's it.
That's it. Here with you on Wednesdays, and I imagine Al and I will be starting up here shortly with Playing in the Dirt.
Playing in the Dirt, man. You guys
overwintering peppers. They're a perennial, so they're hibernating in my basement right now. My entire house is like a science project.
You guys haven't done a Playing in the Dirt in a while, so that'll be cool. All right,
there's no Playing in the Dirt to be done right now.
Well, this is true. It is cold. Anyway, so up in a minute, you can find me on the same feed with Ordnance J. Packard as we do the Rick and Orty Show live from Circle K parking lot this Christmas season. Then after that, that'll be it for us for tonight. I'll be back tomorrow doing the Rick Robinson Show, noon to 3 on the Thursday edition. Back tomorrow night doing the Jen and Rick Show. I think, trying to remember, I think this is my night to produce for I think tomorrow is my day to produce for Brad and Paul. I think it's disastrous. I'll have to look at the schedule. So that, if I'm right, that should be up and live starting at 8 p.m. Eastern. Then Jen and I will be live 10 p.m. Eastern. Then if BZ is live, we'll carry him after that. Friday, I will be back doing He Said, She Said with a lovely Aggie Rican, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, otherwise known as Aggie Time. Saturday, Juxtaposition with myself and Ordnance J. Packard, 10 p.m. Eastern, our every 2-week foray into the weird, the unusual, the unexplainable, everything that goes bump in the night here on KLRN Radio. And then Sunday night, back with America Off the Rails, 10 p.m. Eastern, and then off on Monday. When I'm not doing all that, you can find me as a contributor on misfitspolitics.com, twitchy.com, theloftusparty.com. I also produce the Loftus Party podcast, which drops on Tuesdays. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we has to go. I hope you guys have enjoyed the show. And don't forget, for those of you that are willing to and you have time and it's not past your bedtime, Amish and I will be up next. So stay tuned. And Stacy and I will see you probably not next week because it's Christmas. Hello, friends. We have a moment so that we may discuss our Lord and Savior Minarchy. No, seriously, I'm just kidding. Hi, my name's Rick Robinson. I am the general manager of KLRNradio.com. We are probably the largest independent podcast network that you've never heard of. We have a little bit of everything, and by that, what I mean to tell you is we have news, pop culture, special events, conspiratainment, true crime, mental health shows, drama productions, and pretty much everything in between. So if you're looking for a new podcast home to grab a little bit of everything that you love all in one place, come check us out. You can find us on X under @KLRN Radio. You can find us on our Rumble and our YouTube channels under the same names. You can also find us at klrnradio.com and pretty much every podcast catcher known to man. So again, feel free to come check us out anytime you like at KLRN Radio.
Are you ready to reach for the stars? Tune in to The Lost Wanderer, the #1 monthly podcast on good pods in astronomy. Join our host, Jeff, as he takes you on an interstellar adventure to explore the mysteries of space and the wonders of science. From rocket launches and distant galaxies to the latest discoveries in astronomy, each episode is a thrilling ride through the cosmos. Don't just gaze at the stars, come explore the universe with us. Follow The Lost Wanderer wherever you get your podcasts, and let's discover the stars together.
My dad was really, really special, and I loved my dad a lot.
I'm proud of him, and that even though he isn't here with us, but he died as a true hero.
I miss everything about him.
In the moment that the officers and I had to come see the children, my biggest reaction was, I don't have 7 arms. I have 7 children who just lost their father, and I don't have 7 arms to wrap around them.
I'm Frank Silla, chairman of the Stephen Silla Tunnel to Towers Foundation. Our foundation is committed to delivering mortgage-free homes for Gold Star families and fallen first responder families.
To not have to worry financially is a huge peace of mind. The thought of, what in the world will I possibly do to pay the bills? How will I possibly let the children have a life that feels normal? I don't want them to have to quit their piano lessons or their basketball. I don't want them to feel that we have to move into a little apartment and struggle financially in addition to the emotional weight.
There are over 1,000 families that need our help. Tunnel to Towers is honoring those heroes that risk their lives by providing them with mortgage-free homes.
Those who serve us and then lay down their lives protecting our freedoms and our safety, the least we can do is $11 a month to give them that peace of always knowing there's a home, there's that sanctuary when life feels like it's been tipped upside down, because it has. When you lose a parent in the line of duty, to know you can go home, you can be safe, there's no risk of losing your home. That's a peace of mind that I can't believe you can get for $11 a month.
I'd like to ask you to contribute $11 a month to support their efforts.
Please donate $11 a month by calling 1-844-BRAVEST or visit tunneltotowers.org.
Independence. With that declaration, America was born. Inspired by a belief in the God-given rights of every human being. That among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Our government was established to secure these rights and for the good that comes from exercising them well. This is why the founders of our great nation chose independence. As do we. Hillsdale College accepts no government funding. Because independence makes possible the good to which we aspire. Hillsdale College, pursuing truth and defending liberty since 1844.
Ready to learn some medieval combat, kiddo?
You bet, Dad. Let's do this.
You know, spending quality time with your kids is important, but finding a fun and safe way to do it can really be a challenge. That's where halberds come in. Halberds are the perfect way to bond with your kid while teaching them about history and physical fitness. Plus, they're a blast to play with. So next time you're looking for some family fun activity, grab a halberd and get ready to make some memories.
Come on, Dad. Round 2.
Halberds, bringing families together one medieval battle at a time. This commercial brought to you by the KLRNradio.com Ad Council.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
The following program contains coarse language and adult themes. Listener discretion is advised.
The way I always do. How was I to know she was with the Russians too? I was gambling in Havana. I took a little risk. Send lawyers, guns, and money.
Uh-oh. Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? Huh? Anybody?
It is Wednesday, my dudes.
Which also means it's Chat Lives Matter night right here live on KLRNradio.com. Due to technical issues, our syndicated content, which usually airs after us, will not be airing tonight. They're going to take a stab again at tomorrow. So we'll figure out when we're going to run that stuff. So Amish and I will be your closing act for the night, as God intended. Rick and Orty, the closing act for KLRN Radio since, what, 2020-ish?
It's in my contract.
Anyway, so we're here, we're live, and Amish is back. And Mr. Andrew, you probably shouldn't throw stones when you haven't done your own show in over a year.
Right.
Saying, I love you, bro, but I do like 12.
Besides, to his point, you know, whenever we can't pull off a juxtaposition, it's because we're cursed.
This is also true. Oh, but yeah. So, anyways,
leave the Santa one back up. I like that.
Oh, yeah, I'll change back to it in a second. I had to get the cameo in for the Circle K.
351 weeks of the year.
Oh, yeah.
364 weeks of the year.
But it's this show. There was a method to my madness. I had to give the cameo to Circle K. Now we're inside the Circle K, and it's decked out like Santa.
Yes, because it's unusual for me to be inside the Circle K. Usually I'm out back.
Yeah, so the reason I went with this graphic, and you can't really see it because the chat's in the way, is because there's a penguin.
Excellent.
Little nod to my beginnings on Twitter.
Yeah. I thought we were just really into Linux.
Yeah, maybe. Could be a little bit of that too. Oh, but anyway, so how you been since we spoke like an hour ago? How you doing?
In the last hour, I've been great. I put down some coconut shrimp and plantains on rice, and I made a hot toddy with the bullet that Aggie sent me.
I have not made my hot toddy yet. I will be saving that until after airtime because I have to.
And I'm so disappointed. One of my accounts gave me what I thought was fudge, and it is, but it's all like peanut butter and chocolate. It's Reese's fudge, which is fine, but I've been craving fucking fudge, just pure blue ribbon fudge. God damn, I would do some unseemly things for some fudge right now.
Yeah. So my oldest daughter made homemade fudge the other day, and then right as I bit into it, she's like, "Oh," and well, here's the thing, because it was kind of very similar to what you were just talking about. She's like, "Here, Dad, try some homemade fudge," and I took a bite, and I'm like, She's like, "Yeah, I felt like it was too thick, so I added some peanut butter to thin it out." I'm like, "That's fudgy Reese's." It's not the same thing.
Yeah. Fuck, you know what I forgot to ask Andrew when we were on Toxic was
he's in the chat.
If I've got fruitcake coming my way.
You do not. But Bidenomics has strangled the fruitcake industry this year.
Oh, that sucks. That's fine. I understand. Things are tough everywhere.
Yeah, he posted a while ago, I guess. But you work.
Don't give time. Yeah,
you work all the time. So
that's fine. I miss so much. Except for the memes. I am the meme sommelier.
Oh, so yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
the
Since we're
continuing resolution's dead.
it deserves to be dead. This thing should be
No.
treated. This thing should be treated like they've historically treated vampires. Stake it, separate its parts, burn it, and bury it. That's how dead this thing needs to be.
Yeah, it's
Holy
funny. They're blaming Musk. They're saying Musk killed it. And like, well, no, I mean, he did make that comment about, I mean, low key saying that, any Republican that votes for it should be primaried in 2 years, which I agree with. So, Z, it's actually in my bio. So, along with
Yeah,
the 11th plague of Egypt.
I was gonna say it's in this bio. You just gotta go read it.
Yeah. So, where was I? Oh yeah. So, but it's the thing is that okay, 4 years ago when they did the last CR, which is weird how it always seems to come up during an election, right? Presidential election. After the election, oh my God, we had to shut down government because we've hit the debt ceiling. Just we would have all been silenced on Twitter. We would have all been shut down for spreading misinformation. So the way, I mean, I guess in a way, Musk did kill the CR, in the fact that a lot
Yeah,
more
we were
people are a
actually
lot more informed now.
Yeah,
I mean,
we were actually
you
allowed
like
to find out
us.
about it.
Yeah, we were actually allowed to talk about it. So, it's like Diane I can't remember if it was Diane or Jody that always said, we got to realize that a lot of people on, it's like we're political Ferraris. We live and breathe this shit. Even though I only do one, this is my only closest thing to a political show I do anymore. But we're super plugged in, and at the time, not everybody else was. I mean, yeah, there was political Twitter, but most people were just kind of figuring shit, just learning a lot of shit for the first time. And some of us who had always been there said, "Hey, have you met our Lord and Savior Minarchy?" And then, but through the democrat, sorry for the cough, through the expansion of the First Amendment on X, thank you, Elon Musk. I'm still pissed off that my monetization is paused. Whatever that means.
Reach
A
out
lot
to
more
Aaron.
people are a lot more informed than they used to be. And to a point, COVID had a lot to do with that too, because a lot of people were sitting at home and had nothing else to but figure out, why does government do this? And this is someone too far and started up, with Pizzagate and shit. But the rest, everybody else just kind of became very educated about politics very quickly because they had nothing else to do.
Well, yeah, I mean, they were like, I mean, well, it wasn't just that. They became educated about so many things so quickly because of COVID. Because parents that had been completely removed from the education system for the most part were getting a behind the scenes sneak peek through their children's laptops of all the
You're
things that
right.
they were. Why are they teaching you guys this? Because they said we're supposed to know it, mom. And everybody's like, what the hell is this? But yeah, it's just
What in the shit?
I mean, it's just so many things that all, within the span of a few months, everybody was like, I had no idea shit in this country was this bad. And it's been all downhill for the Democrats ever
Yeah.
since.
It's like that. It's like that James Franco gift. First time.
Yeah. It's just, and as somebody that's lived here for a while, I'm just over here, playing the role of John McCain. Welcome to the party, pal.
Well, and not to pat us on the back, but a huge bulk of the expansion of KLRN happened during COVID.
Yep.
Because so many people were trapped at home. It's like, fuck, I'll do a show too. And it actually, really, because going back, Wednesday night was really the only night on KLRN. It was like Foo, who was in between? Because you and I always wrapped it up. It was you and Dan, and then Dan isn't real. So
Well,
then
yeah,
I took his spot. But there was something in between. I'm drawing a blank. What was in
no.
between?
Old school lineup was G to start, then you and Sam, and then me and Dan, and then me closing out the night.
Right. So that's right. So yeah, and then all of a sudden we had shows on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. I mean, that's when I became a hoardy, and I was on like 5 or 6 different podcasts. I'm still on like 5 of them, and I'm gonna have to lean into foo. Hey, election's over. Your kid's at college. You're out of excuses again.
You might want to give her a little bit. She's still adjusting to kid at college.
Oh, I know.
It's
I
not
know.
going well.
I follow her too. So,
I'm
no.
just making sure.
Yeah,
Because
no,
you
I
know
get it.
sometimes you don't get your memos. So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So I mean, I do get those memos, but yeah. So I'm and we helped through our own fart noisy way inform a bunch of people of shit that they didn't know, as I guess getting to the point that we got to.
Yeah, I mean the funniest thing for me, well, I say funny, but it actually kind of pisses me off, is realizing how many times we were actually right, but nobody but our regular people that knew how to find us even knew because we were being suppressed everywhere.
Help! Help! I'm being repressed.
And then no, you're not. Yeah, actually, we were. Here's the proof.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and now that we're on X and doing fairly well.
I wouldn't know. I've never qualified to get the notification whether it's even been approved or paused. But according to Andrew, everybody's getting that message right now because of all the new rules.
Well, mine was paused for apparent. I mean, I've sent several emails to monetization asking for clarification on exactly what rules did I violate. What rules of being a monetized account did I violate? Because if it goes with the email I had gotten the day before of this tweet is no longer visible because blah 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 blah, then it's a word that Elon Musk himself has used. So I wonder if they paused his monetization too.
Probably not, but I would like for them to give me his monetization check by accident just once. Because holy shit, that boy. I mean, granted, I know it probably doesn't actually get paid to him. It probably goes into some account somewhere that they just put back towards expenses. But holy shit, I keep looking at his stuff and he's getting like a million, 2 million, 3 million impressions per post. And I'm like, I would live on this site too if I had that kind of traffic. I already live on this site and I don't have that kind of traffic. Okay.
Yeah, he's doing it for free.
I feel like I should rename my X account to Al's old podcast name. I do this for free. I do this for free.
Yeah, that's a good point from Gene on my Twitter feed, Andrew. How did drones not make the peak Twitter?
Yeah, I was just responding. I'm like, limited choices? I don't know.
Oh, clever. Andrew's reply, it's so boring with all the droning going on.
Yeah, it's just droning on and on and on. It's kind of boring. Oh,
clever. Joke well crafted, my friend. Joke well crafted.
So speaking of jokes well crafted in weird moments, did you see the article I dropped in Green Room?
Yes. Yes.
What the hell is going on with that?
Okay. I actually get it. I do. We don't see it on this side of the mountains very much. Okay. So to get to the story, the most prolific critter in the state of California is the California ground squirrel. There are more of them than there are of liberals. So that gives you an idea of the population of the California ground squirrel. On this side, we don't have voles. But on the west side of the mountains, voles are vermin. And this is a nature correcting itself sort of thing. And because the coyote population is diminished in that area due to traffic, and I mean we have a lot of coyotes over here too, but in Contra Costa County the coyote population is somewhat diminished from its normal levels, which has allowed the vole population to explode. So in a self-correction course of nature, and this is actually kind of fascinating because I've seen I have a bird feeder, and then I put a plank out there for my squirrels, and I'll put suet out there, which beef fat, and the squirrels fucking love it. So I know that they eat meat. Okay, the birds eat it too, so that kind of tracks. But when I noticed the squirrels fucking love it too. I'm all, well, shit. Okay, I thought they were strictly herbivores or at least slightly omnivores, but they're flocking to the meat. So this article that Rick is talking about, the vole population having exploded due to the lack of coyotes and since voles and squirrels compete for the same food source generally, and when the vole population is low, they're actually quite playful with one another. They're kind of like, they're not friends, but they're kind of like frenemies. They'll dick around with each other, and it's fun, but it's not. Anyway, the squirrels have begun eating the voles.
I keep
It's likely going to be a heavy winter because that tells me that there's not enough grain to maintain the squirrel population through winter. So they're stocking up on protein in other ways.
Now I have Trump AI voice singing, "The squirrels are eating the voles. There's not enough grain, so they're eating the voles, and it's insane." Okay, I'm done.
Yeah. Okay. But still, yeah.
And
so
they didn't just show up last week. They've been talking about this stuff since Thanksgiving. They may have just showed up for you because you work all the time too. But yeah, this has been going on since Thanksgiving. Anyway.
Oh, the squirrels eating the voles?
No, the drones. When we asked him why, he's like, they just showed up this last week. I was like, where the hell have you been?
I mean, I've known about it. Because we do juxtaposition, we're kind of in tune to that. Yeah, no, what's weird is I realized the drones really started. I mean, they were kind of happening, like over, and I'm drawing a blank on the Air Force Base in Virginia, the big one, not the one that, not Andrews, but the other big one. They started popping up around there just before Nancy Mace had that big congressional hearing about UFOs. And they were kind of, it was just like, oh, that's kind of weird. What's going on with that? And then all of a sudden they exploded all over New Jersey. I mean, not exploded. We're not shooting them down like we should be because, we're not shooting them down because the government knows what they are. They're just not telling us. But Langley, thank you. Thanks, Jeff. Hey, Jeff, welcome. Missed you. Yeah.
Wait.
That's Langley, like I said. No, I mean,
I'm just double checking something because I guess it's something I didn't know. I thought Langley was CIA headquarters. I didn't realize it was also a military base.
There's also Langley, Virginia is the town that CIA headquarters is in. Langley Air Force Base is also in Langley.
Okay.
It serves multiple purposes.
Learning new things. Just wasn't sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So, just like Fort Detrick, a Army base, also where the NSA is based out of. So,
yeah. The NSA is based nowhere, sir, because there's no such agency.
Yeah. There's no such agency, right? No, but getting back, yeah, it's not news to us because like you, me, Jeff, Mickey, we all kind of DM each other these stories and back and forth. So it's we had our finger on that pulse, but yes, had we had done a juxtaposition recently, Andrew would have known about it weeks ago.
Yeah, it's our fault. We didn't
see how the conversation came full circle on that.
Yeah, it's how we do. It's 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, rather regular occurrence on this show.
Yeah, shockingly, the alien knows the location of the Air Force. Yeah, those are your drones, Jeff. You can stop lying about it.
Yeah, we all know whose drones they really are, bro.
I mean, I love the theories going around. I mean, the two most plausible ones to me are the Iranian ship that was talked about, and those are ours because sometimes you'll see the requisite red and green aviation beacons on them, and the theory that there's a nuke missing from Ukraine, which totally tracks, and it made its way here, and those are nuke sniffing drones, which is totally something we would do.
And then not tell anybody that we're doing it, which is...
Well, I mean, you can't have the panic. Hey, there's a rogue nuke warhead loose on the eastern seaboard, but it's all fine. Everything's fine out here. How are you?
That's probably what we're going to find out one of these days. Is that's exactly what happened.
Oh, we never find out.
I mean, we'll find out eventually.
Yeah.
Well, someone will find out eventually. You and I will probably long since have been dead, but
yeah, we'll long be dead. But Yeah. Your
Someone-
grandchildren, the army of them, will.
Hey, just because
Fine.
I added to my ranks this week, don't judge me.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So,
so the
Go
weird
ahead.
thing is, we honestly kind of knew that was coming, and it still kind of caught me off guard because we had Christmas at my dad's on Saturday. We did it really early because of that, and then my daughter-in-law was like, "Yeah, we're supposed to go in Monday, and then we'll find out for sure when they're going to induce me." And then I get a text from my son at 3:30. He's like, "Elijah's here if you want to come meet him." I was like, "You're just now telling me?" He's like, "Well, I figured you were working." I was like, "Yeah, good point." Good point. But yeah.
Yeah.
8 pound, 8 ounces, and 21.5 inches long. He's going to be another big boy.
You're just putting together a football team.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I have half the team already. So I need 22. I have over half now.
You have an 8-man team working on an 11-man. So the other good news about the CR failing, well, I mean, there's many.
I mean, there's
First
a
of all,
plethora of good news, but which one did you want to start with?
the Congress critters aren't getting a raise because, when you have a 17% approval rating, give yourself a 40% raise. That tracks. But flying under the radar, and it was actually, from what I saw today, it was Oilfield RandO who pulled this one out of the CR, the 1,500-page CR. There was an act to make it illegal to make spicy AI memes. Like the one that I commented on the other day with Taylor Lorenz and Laura Loomer doing the Cruel Intentions cover.
Yeah.
Or all the AOC ones and the Lorena Bobert ones. That was punishable by 2 years in prison. I mean, yeah, it never would have stood up in SCOTUS. It would have been shot down by SCOTUS retarded fast. But still, the fact that they tried it.
Yeah, I mean, well, are we really that surprised? Because they remember that whole, censorship bureau they were trying to get started that we've killed now twice. They tried to resurrect it in this fucking CR again. I'm like, just stop.
They're not going to stop.
But anyway.
Well, I mean, the problem is, I mean, we always say that politicians should be afraid of tars and pitchforks. I'm at the point now that politicians should be afraid of lampposts.
They should be afraid of everything.
Yeah. They really should. Yeah. So, good thing the omnibus is dead. There was so much stupid shit in that.
They should be afraid of lampposts because they resemble trees. They should be afraid of walls because, reasons. Just saying. Just saying.
Yeah. Be wary of men offering you a cigarette.
Yeah. Well, in this day and age, if somebody's offering you a cigarette, that's usually a bad sign anyway. Yeah. It's apparently not cool to smoke anymore.
Oh, it's cool.
Things.
So go ahead.
I was just gonna say. No. I was just gonna say things made a lot more sense when you had to dress up and you could smoke on an airplane. Life made much.
That was that thread this week with oh my God, were these reels showing pictures of the McDonald's ashtrays? I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
What are you, 5?
I smoked at the McDonald's at the airport, waiting to smoke on my plane for my flight to wherever I was going, to smoke on the bus that was taking me to the hotel that I was in a smoking room because all the rooms were smoking rooms at the time.
And then I went to the diner right across the street from the hotel and I smoked waiting on my food because it was smoking.
I had a cup of coffee, a cigarette, and some pie. Just like Agent Dale Cooper.
That actually kind of sounds amazing. Cup of coffee, cigarette, and some pie.
Yeah. Yeah, that that steak, eggs, and 2 fingers of scotch. There you go. That's a man's heart.
That's winning, dude. that's winning.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Andrew, we used to smoke at the hospital and at church. I remember going to visit a friend of mine was having knee surgery in high school, and he ran out of cigarettes, so I took him cigarettes in, smoking on my way through the lobby and through the hallway to his room, and just had to take like sidestep 3 or 4 steps to the left because one of the rooms had oxygen in use. And that was it.
I remember being a kid and seeing fucking doctors smoking at work.
Doctors used to smoke on TV. 4 out of 5 doctors choose merit.
Yeah. Rex, my smoking career was long. It started when it was encouraged everywhere and ended after a hotel window stopped opening. Long after.
Right.
Andrew, Smurfs are taller than Z. It's not saying much.
Right.
Just saying. Oh.
So, break?
Yep, we can take a break.
Yeah, because I need to reheat my hot toddy.
Your hot toddy is now cold, is what I'm hearing.
Yes, it's cold toddy. Which
Cold
is not as
toddies are no
enjoyable as you would think.
All right, just for fun, and if it sucks, I'm sorry I didn't screen it first. I found some punk rock Christmas songs, so we're going out with one of those. We'll be right back. It's Christmas time. I got to get creative somehow. It takes too long to bring the volume up in this one.
On the 4th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 4 pairs of Vans, 3-piece tees, 2 snapback hats, and a pair of skinny khakis. On the 5th day of
You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
I'm Noble McIntyre of McIntyre Law, and I've been representing injured Oklahomans and their families for almost 30 years. At our firm, we've handled hundreds of crashes involving semis. They are huge vehicles, and when fully loaded, can weigh as much as 80,000 pounds. Most semi drivers are careful and professional drivers, but some big truck drivers and the companies they drive for are dangerous, and I've personally seen the devastating effects on families. If you or a loved one has been affected by a semi crash, contact us at 405-777-7000 or McIntyreLaw.com. We will fight for you.
Achieve platinum status in the Fuel Rewards program at Shell and save 10 cents per gallon on every fill. Right now, you're less than 5 miles away from your closest Shell, so make a pit stop this afternoon and fill your tank with Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline. Click the screen now to learn more about platinum status and the Fuel Rewards program, or download the Shell app today. Platinum status is earned with 12 fill-ups over 3 months, 10-gallon minimum per fill-up at participating Shell locations. Terms apply. Visit www.fuelrewards.com/status.
It's back to school season for the kiddos, which means it's the perfect time to get your vacay on. Beaches are empty, resorts are quiet, and Cheap Caribbean Vacations has fall vacay deals up to, wait for it, 45% off.
Plus, you can score more site-wide savings and take an extra $50 off your booking now through September 5th. Take this as your sign to pencil in a vacay this fall and turn back-to-school season into back-to-beach season.
Go to cheapcaribbean.com to find your next all-inclusive vacay. Offer ends September 5th.
You can achieve platinum status in the Fuel Rewards program at Shell twice as fast by filling up 6 times with Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline. Right now, you're less than 5 miles away from your closest Shell, so make a pit stop this afternoon and fill your tank with Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline. Click the screen now to learn more about platinum status and the Fuel Rewards program, or download the Shell app today. Platinum status is earned with 12 fill-ups over 3 months, 10-gallon minimum per fill-up at participating Shell locations. Terms apply. Visit www.fuelrewards.com/status.
Hi, everyone. This is JJ, the co-founder of Good Pods. If you haven't heard of it yet, Good Pods is like Goodreads or Instagram, but for podcasts. It's new, it's social, it's different, and it's growing really fast. There are more than 2 million podcasts, and we know that it is impossible to figure out what to listen to. On Good Pods, you follow your friends and podcasters to see what they like. That is the #1 way to discover new shows and episodes. You can find Good Pods on the web or download the app. Happy listening.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
The following program contains coarse language and adult themes. Listener discretion is advised.
But baby, it's cold outside.
Got to go
But
away.
baby, it's cold outside.
This evening has
Been hoping that you drop in. I'll hold your hands, they're just like
The
ice.
buzzers will start to
Beautiful, what's your hurry?
Fathers will be pacing the floor.
Listen to the fireplace
So
roar.
really I'd better see.
Beautiful, please don't
But
hurry.
baby, just a half a drink
Put
more.
some records on while I pour.
neighbors might
Baby, it's bad out there.
say, what's in this
No
drink?
cabs to be had out there.
I wish I knew
Your
how
eyes are like starlight now. I'll take your hat.
Since the world is healing, we're taking the damn song back. Baby, it's cold outside. Originally
yeah, we
by
are.
Kenny Martin. Welcome back into the program, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Rick. He's already final act of the final show of KLRN Radio. Not for all of the Christmas season because we'll have some other stuff. But I don't think any of us are really going to be live next Wednesday because it's Christmas.
No.
We'll be here. We'll be here playing different roles and parts and all those fun things, but not
Yeah.
doing this.
Yeah, because Jeff's been slaving away at a hot AI machine, putting graphical scenes to our holiday plays, and God, they're fantastic. Oh, the the Christmas Carol one was just awesome. So that's actually, Vincent and I were talking about it. It was kind of a gut punch, with the holiday spirit that we didn't do one this year, and I get why we didn't. It just didn't work out. And, but I mean, we got great plans for next year with multiple plays, which I'm really excited for. 2 of them I've been wanting to do for years. But yeah, no, Jeff doing the yeoman's work on really bringing the scenes to life with AI, and just they're amazing. So
Yeah, it's kind of funny because I know that Jeff does other things besides this too, but it's funny how much of our jobs are so much like what the Jetsons used to envision. We sit in front of screens all day pushing buttons now. The only thing I don't have is a robot that does my dishes and a car that flies. I still need those.
Right.
I still need those things.
So,
although thanks to Optimus, that might be happening sooner rather than later.
What was I had something else for tonight too? Oh yeah, so hang on.
You all right? I think Amish may be choking. Is there a doctor in the house?
The hot toddy went down the wrong pipe. I went to take a sip and then anyway. So hang on. So, and this won't stand up. I mean, one, Trump was going to reverse it, early on, and 2, even if he didn't, it's something else that just wouldn't stand up to the SCOTUS. But the EPA paved the way to allow California's ban on new gas cars by 2035.
Oh yeah, I saw that today. I was like, yeah, this is nuts, but yeah. Oh, and I hear that you guys are being plagued by bird flu too.
We're doing what?
You guys are apparently being plagued by bird flu. Governor Hairgel
good.
just passed a national emergency thing. Or
Yeah.
state emergency thing, not national.
State of emergency. Oh, fuck it, I don't care. I mean,
bird flu's gonna kill us
really,
all, man.
The good part about where I am in California is Sacramento has very little effect on my life. Because due to California's Prop 13, they can't raise property taxes. They keep trying. They attack that every year, every election, and everybody goes, "Fuck you." I mean, that's the one thing that in the state that the left and the right agree on, that you're not raising our property taxes. That's sacrosanct. Everything else is in the air, but that no. Yeah. So. Whatever hair gel does, that's in Sacramento. And yeah, I mean, as the crow flies, it's actually pretty close. But fortunately, I've got several 14,000-foot peaks between me and him. So, I don't get a lot of the California fuckery out here. I actually consider myself more Western Nevada.
I have joined the free state of Nevada, and California can suck it. I've heard you.
Well,
say
it's
so.
funny. During one election a few years ago, one of the people running for county commissioner went door to door, to try and solicit votes and, get out and try it. He's also, is there anything that you think the county needs to be doing that would, help you out? I said, yes, a seat from the state. He laughs and I didn't.
He's like, oh, you're funny. I wasn't joking.
I wasn't joking. I said, we could join the free state of Nevada. They would love to have our resources. And where are we at on that? So he said, well, just remember to vote for me on election day. He didn't promise to do that, though.
I'm not voting for you unless you promise to make it part of Nevada.
Right. So, yeah, I do love election season. Fortunately, we're only 31 days till the 2026 election season starts.
Yeah, don't even remind me.
Yeah. So
I'm just so sick of the constant campaigning because it's all it is anymore. Especially,
and that's
especially with the House, because as soon as they get sworn in, they have to start campaigning again. I'm like, no, and it didn't used to be this way. We need to figure out how to get back from that again. Oh, I did see this today, and I thought it was funny. Did you see the story about the MSDNC reporter that after the rally in Madison Square Garden, she reached out to Trump for an interview, and she did an interview somewhere, and she was telling him, now, needless to say, he wasn't very nice in his response when I asked for an interview, but at least I could get a hold of him. He's like, with the Biden administration, you've got to go through 50 people, smoke signals, the Pony Express, and then half the time you get to somebody that might know him and can say, hey, he may talk to you a week from Tuesday. This guy, you can pick up the phone and dial his number, and he at least answers. He may have told me to go fuck myself, but at least he answered the phone.
Yeah, that was her saying. He was, at least I was able to get a hold of him. He told me to get fucked, but and that that was hyperbole because Trump wouldn't say that, but on the other hand, the sentiment was there.
I mean, I think he said it exactly? No, but I think he said it well enough for her to get the gist of it without him saying it that way.
Yeah, there wasn't subtext.
And if there was, it definitely was not subtle subtext. Just saying.
Yeah.
All right. So, what else you want to talk about? What else is going on? What's grinding your gears, man?
I don't know. You know what? I've kind of commandeered this conversation. What's on your mind?
Do you realize I've already talked for like 5 hours?
I know, but still.
I mean, same thing that's on everybody else's mind. Really glad that the CR blew up. Laughing my ass off watching Canada crumble. I mean, at this point, I think Justin Trudeau might be calling Trump, being like, "Can I please be the governor of your 51st state? It might be the only way to save my job."
Right. Yeah. If you didn't hear, I talked about it on Manorama last night, and and briefly during Toxic. Canada, who to credit to their finance minister, tried to put some guardrails on the, and I want you to picture how quaint this is. $40 billion deficit.
That still makes me laugh every time I hear that.
We spend that on fucking putting shrimp on treadmills. So she tried her best, and the deficit ballooned up to 64. So when Trudeau tried to throw her under the bus for it, just saying that it was her fault and not his, programs and everything else, she resigned. So they named someone else to be the new finance minister, and he resigned on notification that he was the new finance minister. Oh, fuck this, I'm out. And two others. And the Pierre Poilievre, who's fantastic. He's like an eloquent Trump. He's if you're not familiar with him, if you ever see a GIF of a politician eating an apple while being interviewed, with absolute disdain and contempt on his face, that's him. So two other parties, because Canada, they have a parliamentary system where it's kind of like the they make coalitions, and they vote together, or at least they support each other. And the Democratic Socialist Party of Canada put Trudeau on blast, saying if you don't resign by February or March, we will join the Conservatives in a vote of no contest, which is basically an impeachment. That's basically you're done, you're out. You don't have the mandate, you don't have the control of Parliament to keep your job, and so we'll have to have a new election. And then the Quebec bloc, which is just fucking French Canadians from Quebec, they also echoed that sentiment. So Trudeau might have to resign, or he will be removed, which is just fantastic.
Dude, I really want this to happen, especially with what's happening in France right now. Most of the Western world jumping to the right would be awesome. It's like, yeah, we're done with your bullshit. We're moving to the right now. Have a great
Jeff put in chat. They probably spent $40 billion just printing the CR.
It's not wrong.
Right.
1,570 some odd pages just to tell us, we're going to keep the government open with all this extra shit. I mean, at this point, everybody else is like, they just need to pass a clean CR. I'm like, you know what? No, just leave this shit shut down until January 3rd. It gets them motivated to get Congress running again. I don't even care anymore. I'm just done. I'm so sick of guys wasting money.
Nancy Mace had a great breakdown of why the CR wasn't a CR. And that's in a continuing resolution. And this is to quote her: the difference between a CR and an omnibus: CR is supposedly to be continuing the spending at previously appropriated levels, meaning no new spending. You just, this is what it is. We're going to fund the government to continue doing what it's doing. An omnibus is what that was. And hey, here's a whole bunch of new spending and stuff, like giving raises to Congress, and
deserve them.
here's some new appropriation bills, and the appropriate funding is now going up to new levels, and so
I mean, if anybody's,
awesome. I really want to touch the butthole with my tongue.
Yeah, I'm just gonna leave that lay. But if anybody deserves a 40% pay increase, I would say it's the people that's on Social Security and VA benefits. They should get that first. I'm just saying. Probably wouldn't have nearly as many homeless people if they could actually afford to live on what they get paid. Just saying.
Right. See, and that's one of the things that Trump better stick to is ending tax on Social Security and overtime.
Yes.
I realize that that's a House of Resolutions thing because they're the ones who actually control the purse. And I would say take that farther and put Social Security back in a lockbox. Make the government pay back every dime that it is taken from Social Security. Take it out of the general fund. And I realize, yes, that means because the government doesn't actually do it, that's putting us on the hook to repay Social Security. Well, all those pet programs that almost everybody has been enjoying forever, and when Doge gets in there and does what they're supposed to do, there's the money to pay Social Security back.
Yeah, I mean, if they just basically go in with the red pens and start slashing, we can take all that money that has been misappropriated into all these places. And I mean, especially if we start doing legal clawbacks on all this shit that's been wasted money. I'm just ready to reclaim every penny that they never should have had and just put it all back in the coffers where it belongs. Because I for one am ready to start having like a balanced budget amendment and everything else, where Congress has to live the same way that we live. We can't spend more than we make. We do our best to try to save money for emergencies. This is how Congress is supposed to be doing. That's what they're supposed to do, and they don't, and we need to fix that because
that was the other thing in the omnibus was on top of their raises, they weren't mandated to use Obamacare anymore.
I didn't even realize they ever got mandated to use it. Still awfully broken for them to supposed to be using it.
Yeah, no, that came from. No, that was the thing. They tried to opt out of it and have their goal, their super elite congressional insurance, and that didn't fly. That was a whole bunch of wait. We have to take the shit insurance, but you don't. Get fucked. So they voted that they had to, if they were going to pass Obamacare, they had to use it too.
Yeah, I mean that should have always been a thing anyway. But don't even get me started on Obamacare, because half the reason why we gave them the House and the Senate back in 2014 was because they promised us they were going to get rid of it, not get rid of it and replace it with something more stupid.
Yeah. We need to repeal and replace. Oh, sorry, too many extra words.
That's not what you said when we sent you into the job, and then it's repeal and replace. All right. Anyway, believe it or not, we're down to about 9 minutes. You watching anything interesting right now? Got anything cool?
Okay. So no, I'm still watching The Pretender, but I got to talk about this.
Okay.
So Susan Gibney. I know I always talk about Andrea Parker on The Pretender. God damn those legs. Susan Gibney, who you may recall as Geordie's engineer holodeck girlfriend, that when he met her in real life, she was kind of a bitch and married, who went on to play Captain Bendine in Deep Space Nine, made an appearance on The Pretender. Wow. I mean, you got kind of a hint of what a smoking body she had when she played Captain Bendine in the Starfleet unitard uniform.
Yeah.
But in this episode, she plays a bounty hunter with red hair wearing a green tank top.
I remember this episode.
Yeah. So yeah, and it took me a minute to realize that it was her.
You get to go. Stick around.
Right. So yeah, no, season 2, episode 3, I think. Anyway, yeah, I'm still only on season 2 of The Pretender because sleep has been fantastic. It takes me 3 days to watch an episode.
Hey, at least you're sleeping.
No.
That's always
no, and that's that's new to me, so that's good. But yeah, Susan Gibney, I had no idea. Anyway, and you can find those images on Google. How about you? What do you got going on? What are you watching? Also, I've been watching my classic sci-fi Christmas episodes, like the ones from Eureka. The first one from Eureka, the second one sucks. The Warehouse 13 one and the Haven one. So,
see, the second one didn't bother me as much the first time, because the first time I watched through, because I slept through a bunch of it, and then I woke up and that episode was on, and I forgot how disjointed it was. So forgetting that, I was actually able to enjoy it, and then I realized how much I slept through. So when the last time I was sick, I went through and turned it on again and caught up on all the episodes. I slept through. I was like, oh yeah, now I remember why I didn't like this episode. It's completely
now I know I already hates it.
It's completely disjointed from the timeline, because this person isn't supposed to be there. This person isn't supposed to be there.
They both were, but the second Christmas episode is just such a dumb premise, and they did the kind of like Stargate drink did with the 200th episode, where it was kind of like, okay, so now it's a cartoon and now it's doing this, and the only thing they didn't do was the fucking puppets from Team America. And but that was replaced by the cartoon, and it was just
sorry.
I mean, I get it. It's the imagination of a toddler, but still, it's so not good. Not like the first one, the one with Dr. Drummer. That was just fantastic. And yeah, and that was kind of disjointed too, but just anyway. Because that was when Jack got fired, and yet he was sheriff. So it was, Anyway.
But yeah, so
the Haven one was good too. And the Warehouse 13 one.
I need to actually rewatch the Haven one. I haven't watched that one in a while. But I got excited for like 5 seconds this week when I unplugged for a few days. I found what I thought was the complete Babylon 5 season on Prime, or series on Prime. And then I realized you can watch a handful of episodes on season 1, and you can watch a handful of episodes on season 2, and then everything is completely behind a paywall unless you subscribe to Discovery Plus. So fuck you, Amazon Prime. You asshole.
They did that with when I was watching Sanctuary. Right in the middle of watching Sanctuary is season 3. Right after watching this season premiere, they put it over on. All the other episodes were on Tubi, which was just not Tubi, Freevee, which is just fucking unwatchable with all the ads.
Well, The good news is Freebie goes away next month, so that may be changing.
Excellent.
Yeah, apparently
what
now
happened.
now that Amazon has gone to a partially ad-supported program, that was actually a test to see if enough people would keep watching so they could do away with Freebie.
So let me guess, you just up your Prime and then you don't have to watch commercials again?
I haven't figured that part out yet, but if that's the case, I might actually be giving them the extra $4 again.
I was gonna say, if it's $4, I'll do it. Fuck it.
But yeah, no. So, but yeah,
I mean, I
would
just
like-
got the notification that I saved $600 and some odd this year in shipping and everything else by using Prime. So yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
Speaking of, did
so-
you get your Fold card yet?
I have not. No, I will be.
Yeah.
I haven't yet though.
How about you, Andrew? Anyway.
Yeah, I will be. I just don't have the extra money to do it right now. But I'm
No, obviously it's Christmas. I understand.
But anyway, so the one other thing that I have been watching, of course, is Lower Decks. Unfortunately, they are in their final season. It has been it's been an interesting season, and they are seemingly at least trying to tie up some loose ends, even though they weren't aware that this was going to be their final season. I'm kind of disappointed in that. It's weird because the three most Star Trek-y things that have existed in the last 20 years have either been animated versions of Star Trek or not Star Trek at all. And everything else has just sucked. And I'm like, you guys keep killing all the cool shit. Like even Prodigy, which was like I get it, Y7 show, but still it was more Star Trek than anything that Kurtzman put out in the entire time he's been doing Trek since he started everything over on Prime. The closest thing has been Strange New Worlds, and even that is just I don't know. They've taken so long to bring the new season back. I'm kind of like, do I even care anymore? That's the one thing I think they screwed up when they did the writer's strike, because now everybody's like, it just took too long. I don't care anymore. I'm watching other shit.
Yeah, they should have waited until they had a second. But you know, that also seems to be the trend for everything that Anson Mount is in. Because remember how long it would take between seasons of Hell on Wheels?
Dude, I do, because I used to get so pissed.
I know. It's like, does this show get canceled? I would be on the internets going, is it still on? Are they filming? Are they doing? But the good news is we may get season 2 of Fallout sooner than we were told. We may actually get it in 2025.
That would be pretty cool, because I have to admit, Fallout was a little better than I expected.
It was.
There were lots of
Go
Easter
ahead.
eggs. There were lots of Easter eggs and member berry triggers. They were fun.
Yeah, but the thing is, the great thing, and that's one of the things you get from a lot of the reviewers watching it too. You don't have to know the Fallout universe to enjoy it. Helps, so you like those that fan service it's there for you, but you don't have to know it to go, oh, okay, so that's probably fan service. So, but it's not required reading.
Apparently, if anybody's interested, according to Jeff, Return to Moria is currently free in the Epic Game Store. So.
Nice.
I haven't even heard of it, so I'm just doing a PSA.
It's yeah. So
anyway,
well, that's it for Chat Lives Matter for the year.
Yep, that's it. No more Chat Lives Matter till 2025. What are we gonna do? Okay, I'm over.
Oh my god.
I'm not gonna talk to you like this till next year.
Right.
Well, not necessarily.
Well, I mean, we could do. I mean,
I guess we're
going
hanging
to New Year's Eve.
Yeah,
No, it's actually going to be New Year's Day.
Yeah, I kind of figured some folks would be ready to come do since it's evening New Year's. I didn't figure everybody would be off, but yeah, I just figured whatever.
Yeah, I'm old and boring. I don't do anything New Year's Eve or New Year's Day.
The moms buying Circle K are going to be so disappointed in you, sir.
Well, I do that early.
Early and often.
Early and often, yeah, just like voting. So anyway, I just got to say, thank you everyone for making 2025 a fantastic, or 2024 a fantastic year for KLRN. Especially Jeff, thank you for prodding us into finally putting our shit on X and getting our shit moved into the 20-teens or 2020s from the 20-teens. And thank you everybody for listening. Y'all are awesome. Really are. Even you.
Stop pumping up the alien. His head's getting big enough.
Well, you got to give credit where it's due. That's. I mean, shit. We used to have 15 listeners on a good night by the time we did the show.
Yeah, I mean, then we get a lot in replay, but yeah, live we were doing good if we were pulling in 1520. Now we're sitting at almost 100.
Yeah, I mean, for total cumulative for all Chat Lives Matter tonight, we're over 600. So
actually, we're almost at 800.
Well, I'm just looking at the KLRN feed. So
I know, but I can see all of them. There's 3.
Well, Lottie fucking da.
No hailing of Hydra. Bye, everybody.
Hail Hydra.
Dad, get me out of this. Ha!